getting dicey.
Okay, let's put you on the map. The last thing that occurred just before we finished off last session was Morley running towards Bill. I don't know if Morley's intention was to remove Bill from the dais or what, but let's quickly go to Bill. Bill, can I just get a what sort of roll am I going to get off you here? An insight check, please.
Certainly.
Certainly.
A 6.
Okay, that's not a huge roll. Everything about where you were standing with the altar in front of you just drenched in dried blood. Can you drench something in dryness? It's drenched.
No.
It's dry. There's been blood all over that altar. And with the carvings of these ghasts reaching out for something, you think there's nothing good that can come from this altar. And Morley is just running up behind you, the chanting of "one must die" coming from all around you, the 13 apparitions standing above this room. Morley, what are you doing as you run towards Bill?
I'm just running. It's kind of like, when you kind of run through. How deep is this water?
It's only 2 foot deep. Well,
Yeah.
That's, enough to slow you down.
Morley's a bit of a salty sea dog, so it's not the first time he's run through like some, deepish water. So he's not too bad at it. So he's just powering along, wanting to try and like power up this dais. And I'm going to try and the goal here is to grab Bill around the waist and dive into the water and to try and just take him out of the way of the altar, just because of this creepy feeling I've got. And I'm yelling, Bill, in slow motion.
Yeah, Bill, you hear Morley calling out from behind you, and you turn to see just Morley charging up with his arms outstretched, reaching for you as he just grabs you around the waist. Are you restricting what he's doing? Are you trying to dodge out of his way? What are you going to try and do?
I think seeing the apparitions and things, and him his cry out, basically, I would assume his intentions are good, and not resist it.
Sweet. So Morley, you just grab him and you just launch both of yourselves across the other side of the dais and into the water. And you get yourself up onto your hands and knees, and still the apparitions all around the room are just chanting, "One must die." But there's one less apparition now. Let's go to the Baron. Baron, you're hearing all this as well. You've seen Morley run and grab Bill off the dais.
One of them disappeared.
One of the apparitions, the moment that Morley took Bill off that dais and down into the water, one of the apparitions just faded away to nothing.
Weird. Is there any way for me to figure out what's going on apart from using my own brain?
Give me an insight check.
Okay. Let's have a look here. Got one of these. This is that looks weird. It's a 15 plus 7.
Okay, 22. Yeah,
it's weird, isn't it?
It's pretty obvious to the Baron what's happening here with the chanting of "one must die" going out with that little altar in the middle of the room. It looks like there's some kind of sacrifice wanted by this room. And while you're looking at sort of piecing that all together, one of the apparitions, now another one, fades away into nothingness. There are now 11 apparitions standing there, yet the chanting stays just as loud and echoey as before, as it bounces around this room. But with a roll that high, you're starting to wonder if it's a countdown.
Oh.
Loris.
Okay. It started with 13. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Loris, how about you? You've just seen Bill and Morley just crash down into the water in front of you.
Well, like I said at the end of last week, I was thinking Morley was going to sacrifice the dog, but
clearly he wasn't. So I'm quite surprised that they've dived into the river.
Yeah, the dog, little scallywag, is left up on the ledge that Morley jumped off when he run down to get Bill, and it's sitting there shaking and whimpering at the edge of the ledge. You know, doing that thing that dogs do, where they want to take a step down into the water, but sort of don't. They're kind of going back and forth.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what's going on. Like, I mean, it's all I can hear is the chanting. I'm not sure whether I'm sort of observed too much about the spirits going, because I've been watching what Morley and Bill were up to.
Give me a perception check.
Alrighty. Where are my perception? Jesus. I rolled a 14.
Yeah. Okay. So again, you've taken in this dog that's sort of shaking over on that far ledge. You've taken in Bill and Morley splashing down. You've also noticed that 2 of these apparitions have disappeared. But you're looking across that dais. You're looking over towards that pile of waste, because it kind of looked a little off to you before. And you swear it's moving just a little faster. Not much faster, but a little faster than before. And you look up, and the apparition that's kind of just above that area of the room fades away. And there's now only 10 apparitions. And that chanting of "one must die, one must die" is just continuing throughout that room. American, you're standing slightly outside of this room with a raised iron portcullis in front of you, and 2 feet of water just in front of you. You're still kind of dry up on the edge leading into this room.
I'm gonna yell, "Get out of there! Grab the puppet! Grab the puppet!"
Yeah, so you just yell that out. The moment that occurs, that portcullis just slams down in front of you.
Oh, no!
And you can see another one of those apparitions across the other side of that room slowly fade away. And now you're sitting with 9 apparitions left.
Oh, snap.
Bill, you pull your head up out of the water with Morley's weight on top of you, and as Morley sort of moves himself off, and you splutter out of that water and look up and take in that there are now less apparitions around this room than you initially saw.
Anybody else got the feeling we ought to get out of here?
I think you're saying
Looks
that...
like our escape's been shut.
And I try to pick up Morley and move with him towards the door, I guess.
Okay. There's a couple of apparitions above that door, and the moment you guys all start sort of talking about exiting, 4 of these apparitions disappear. And you're left with 5 apparitions now around this room. And they're still chanting loudly, "One must die."
I'm going to yell out to American. This is my theory. This probably has nothing to do with it. There were start off with 13 apparitions in here, and there were 13 relics out there. American, do you want to smash one of them? Smash the frog on a stick.
Yeah. I'm going to respond to that by immediately turning on my heel and grabbing for one of those alcoves, looking for that frog on a stick.
Or anything. I reckon that'd be smashable.
All right, so American, you run back into that room. I think the frog on a stick was somewhere across that north wall there. It takes you like a few seconds to sort of eye up, like frog on a stick, and you dart out towards the sort of the second niche in the wall up here. And you run out, and the rest of you, what are you doing as she runs out towards there?
I'm going to grab for the wheel that opened up that portcullis, and just with all my might try and open it back up again.
Give us a strength roll.
Thank God that's come back. I rolled a 17.
17's good, but it's just not budging. It was a lot smoother before. There's something holding it back at the moment, and you try with all your might, and it's not budging at all. And then it's not budgeting. And then 3 more of these apparitions disappear, and there's 2 left in the room. But the volume of this chanting is still just as loud as ever. Baron, let's go to you.
I'm hoping that this smashing the frog on a stick works, because I'm also going to look over at this pile of shit at the south. Is that doing anything?
Give me a perception check.
I don't know what my perception is. All right, I'll just go into my thingy. Perception. That's a 0. 17.
You're looking over at this pile of waste now. And it's looking a little taller than the last time you looked at it. And you take like 5 seconds just to look and see what it could be doing. And it's pulsating. It's clearly pulsating now. And the last 2 apparitions disappear from the room. And Loris, you find that wheel has loosened up a little bit more. But this chanting of one must die, completely stops when that last apparition disappears. And there's just like a beat before the chanting starts up once more. But this time,
it's 2 must die.
It's 2. The chanting changes to the chanting changes to Lorgoth, the Decayer, we awaken thee. And it's just over and over and over. And it seems like maybe a minute passes before there's movement. And I'm going to need all of you to roll initiative.
Fuck.
If it's that pile of shit, I'm going to seriously give Morley I'm talking to.
The Decayer.
If you live.
Mr. Lorgoth.
Mr. Yeah.
Oh, Mr.
20 for Bill.
I rolled a 9.
You rolled 8.
20 for Morty.
4.
Okay. At the top of the round is Bill. You've just got this echoing out of Lorgoth the Decayer, we summon thee, or we awaken thee. What's Bill doing at this point?
Bill looks to Murican to see what happened with the frog on a stick.
Yeah, is that in the initiative now?
I'm
a bit further down.
Yeah, it is. You're a bit further down. Anything else while you're waiting, or are you just looking through that?
You said there was like a minute, right?
Oh yeah, true. So you've probably gotten to that thing, and maybe you've broken it, but Murican won't be able to call out quite yet.
Okay. And I'm guessing I can't see that.
You turn around and you just see that pile of waste, and it's just slowly pulsating in the darkness of that little alcove in the south wall.
Yuck.
I'm gonna ready an action to cast Vicious Mockery on it if it starts moving closer to us.
Okay. Morley, you're next to Loris, who is trying to open up this gate using the wheel. And you two have heard that chanting change.
Am I now becoming cognizant that this pile of shit may not just be your everyday bog standard pile of shit?
I mean, I don't think any of you have any reason to believe that this pile of waste is I mean, your character might have pieced together like Lorgoth the Decayer, we awaken thee, and then something pulsating in the back of the room. Why don't you give me an insight check? Why don't you give me an insight check? Actually, Bill, I want you to give me an insight check as well to see how well your character put this together.
Oh. Let's just say I'm the sharpest tool in the shed.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Perfect.
You both know. You know what Loris. You both remember Loris calling out about that being maybe a living pile of shit, and you've both now you look over and you see this thing moving. Bill, you've readied some sort of action, and Morley, you know something big is about to happen.
Morley and Bill just look at each other like that, and then back at the pile of shit. All right, I'm pulling out my crossbow, and I'm yelling out, "Time to flush a turd!" And then I'm going to try and fire off an arrow into this thing.
Okay, give me a roll.
Oi!
Yeah, cool.
Another 20.
Yeah, that bolt just soars across the room and just like it's like a wet squelch as it just goes into the side of this thing. It
That was a great bit of foley. That was incredible.
Not bad.
And that does, yeah, five damage to it. I'm just trying to see why I can't edit that easily. Okay, yeah, it's done 5 damage to the creature. That's going to be annoying. Okay. Anything was there, and it doesn't seem to really react to it at all when it hits. Is there anything else you'd like to do? Or?
I'm puzzled, but I'm just going to kind of reach back and start reloading the crossbow for another assault, but like with less urgency than I might if I'd seen like some obvious damage or whatever.
Sure. Loris, we're back with you. Like I said, the wheel has loosened a little more now.
So does it feel like if I carried on, it would raise?
Yeah. It would probably take your full action to raise this portcullis.
Okay. I think seeing that the attack and sort of feeling a bit vindicated that clearly the pile of shit was alive, and Morley and Bill have kind of looked at each other knowingly and they understand it. I'm going to make the decision just to actually continue trying to push that, to raise the portcullis up so we've got an escape route. So just in case this thing is better and bigger than just an average pile of shit, we've got an escape plan. So yeah, I'm just going to spend my action rolling up the gate and making sure it's held up.
Yeah, cool. By the end of your turn, the portcullis is up.
Cool.
American, you're in the other room, and you've heard this chanting, this change, but you don't really know what's happening in the room behind you.
Yeah, I'm going to frantically rush towards the wall of artifacts that Baron mentioned and slam my staff down and lash out with a thorn whip to take them out of the alcove and dash it on the ground, trying to smash it to pieces.
Okay, I think you with
A
that
roll of 14.
with a roll of 14, you've managed to whip a few things off these shelves and just smash them all onto the ground.
Just like desperately smashing.
One. They said one.
I mean, if you want it to be one thing, it can be just the one thing.
I
One
was
must
just going to aim for one.
Okay, cool. Let's just make it the one. It wraps,
and hope that it does something.
yeah, it wraps perfectly around that frog on a stick, and it you go to pull it back in unusual American flair, it just splinters off into a million different pieces and bone and frog guts. And still that chanting just continues echoing throughout this room. Nothing's really, you look around, it doesn't seem like anything's changed.
Yeah, with that, I'm going to spin around on my heel again and run back towards the portcullis, and I'm going to yell out, "Did it do anything? I smashed the frog!" Sorry for yelling. Did that bust too high?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm going to yell back. No. You sure you smashed it?
I smashed it.
I think the Bill and Morley, this mound of waste that you see in that alcove, kind of pushes up into what looks to be almost a standing position. It's clearly not a biped. It's not even maybe a legged creature, but it looks like it has raised itself up from some sort of slumber, and parts of just the waste, the fecal matter and stuff sort of sloughs off it as it sort of bursts, slowly sort of emerges out of it, and takes kind of a sludgy 5-foot step forward. And it keeps pushing through, and this is when you see a bit more of its natural makeup, and it's more vine-like than what you might have picked up on earlier. But it's still just wet and mossy and vinish, and it's leaving behind just this enormous pile of bones. There are human bones in there, there are elven bones, there's dwarven bones, there's like rat and animal bones all in there, and it just sludges ever forward through into the middle of this room. And the chanting is still there, still going out across the room.
I have a very important question. Where's our pup? Is he next to the monster?
The scallywag is frozen in fear next to that mound of waste and vines.
Oh, what? It's next to it.
It's sort of standing next to it.
He
Yeah,
was still there.
it was on that ledge when Morley jumped into the
Oh my
water.
God.
No, Scallywag, no.
Oh, well, seeing that, I will attempt to grab Scallywag and then boost out of there.
Are you-
So I can move like 5 feet or 10 feet down. He's right there, right? To the
Yeah.
south.
That's right.
Okay. I'll try and scoop him up. I didn't realize this was actually covered in literal shit.
It was.
thing.
It was. Yeah.
Okay. Do I attempt to, do I manage to scoop up Scallywag?
I'll say that's. Yeah, you can just use that as a free action.
Cool. And then I will run away towards the portcullis. Does it attempt to hit me or anything?
Oh yeah.
I had a ready action.
Oh yeah. Good point. Good point. Well,
Nice.
but this thing missed as it sort of an arm of this thing just slapped down on the ledge right where Scallywag was. Bill, go with your ready action.
I had a joke for this, but it was a bit shit. I'm casting vicious mockery on the huge pile of excrement.
It has rolled a 13.
13 is not enough.
All right.
I thought it would have had thick skin, but can handle it.
It takes 3 whole psychic damage,
A whole
if that is indeed effective against it.
a whole 3
and-
points.
And its next attack is at disadvantage.
Nice.
Okay, that's all right. That's pretty good.
I got something. Do you know that we can see your rolls again? 'Cause I know
Yeah,
you didn't
that's fine.
see
That's
that.
fine. That's fine.
Okay.
That's okay.
All right.
Sorry, was there anything else from the Baron as he ran off?
Yeah. Now that it's taken damage, I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on it as I run through the portcullis. So it has to do. Oh, it didn't even come up. It has to do 15 Wisdom save.
It did a crit 20.
Well, that's not enough. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to come through and heft the sausage dog at American like a bull, like a
Yeah.
sausage, a
okay.
giant sausage.
That's accurate. Are you going to catch that, American? You happy to catch this dog?
Of course.
Yeah, perfect.
But is that like through the grates? Because it's not open.
No, they're open.
They are open.
Oh, they are.
They are now, yeah. Loris managed to
Alright.
open them up on his last turn.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay.
That's as far as my movement will go.
Okay.
So I can't escape from the room actually.
Okay, Bill, over to you.
Seeing that Loris has opened up the gate, Bill is going to pull some rope from his side and try to quickly tie it around one of the handles of the wheel and begin pulling on it and kind of motion towards Loris to do the same and begin like moving out of the room.
Okay, so you're basically moving out of this room with the rope attached to this wheel.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep the wheel in its position.
Oh, it's just so you know, it locked into place, just as like it did when it first opened. It hit that high position, and there's like a locking mechanism at the height of it, and it's gone
Right.
back to that point, and it is locked in place.
But keep
Right,
doing
okay.
it, Bill. So when we get out of the room, we can pull it and close the door behind us.
I don't
Like
think it would work that way.
if we've spun it that way, surely if we've got a rope hooked on it and you pull backwards, it will spin and drop the door.
Like those blinds, you like pull it a little bit extra, and it goes all the way up again.
Yeah.
Like if we're spinning it that way, and it's going up, and you put a rope around it so you can then spin it that way.
It's opening clockwise, right?
It's inset into the wall. So it's not that it's opening clockwise. You're having to open it kind of from right to left.
We already
So clockwise
established this when I did the thorn whip, is that you'll need to grab it and pull, and then grab it and then pull, and grab it and pull. You can't pull it the whole way with one thorn whip or one rope. So that's not going to get us all the way, right?
Unless there's a button.
A release button.
Spot hidden.
Spot button.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I misinterpreted that.
That's fine.
Locking in. In that case, I am going to leave the room.
Why?
And implore others to do the same. Run!
Okay, great. Any action?
I think I'm going to ready an action in case that guy gets close or gets close to one of my.
Sure.
You know what? I've got a reaction.
Okay, cool. Morley, over to you. Bill has just cried out, run, as he's just sprinted out of this room.
Yeah. Seeing Scallywag safe, I have nothing further to gain from this dangerous situation, so I'm going to make a sprint up the ramp and past American like there's no tomorrow.
Yep. Okay. Any action from Morley?
No, just running away like a coward.
Just running. Loris, over to you.
So seeing everyone running as I kind of hoped they would, and letting Bill lead the way, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to position myself by the wheel, but in front of the exit. So, and get Baron, just basically give Baron the kind of get your ass out. I'll cover you until everyone's out, and then I'm just going to wait. So that's literally just waiting there, ready for this thing to come to. And I have a semi-plan, depending on what happens here. I just want Baron to be able to, in his moment, to get out behind me, and then hopefully I can kind of drop the gate enough and crawl under before he can get out. Because I assume this beast is quite big, yeah?
Yeah. This,
like how tall would it?
2 foot.
It's classified as large, so it's bigger than Loris, that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my plan is once Baron is out behind me, and assuming how you want to allow the mechanics, is to kind of drop the gate a bit and crawl under, but like essentially enough that it can't get under. At least in my mind, anyway.
Okay. Well, you've only done 10 foot of movement.
Yeah.
I will let you expend another 10 foot of movement if you wanted to move Baron yourself.
Okay, sweet. Oh.
If that's part of your plan, if that's part of...
Well, my plan is obviously to get Baron out there. I want to be the last one out. So I want to make sure Baron gets out before I get a chance. So if from there, I could probably grab the Baron, pick him up, and because I've got 40 foot of movement, so I could probably go that way, pick the Baron up and leave, whilst grabbing the thing and just giving an almighty spin and hoping that we can get out. I don't know. I'm not sure about that part, but at least we can get out of the room pretty quickly.
With all of that, I would say that you would probably find yourself on the other side of the portcullis, but back up against it, kind of thing. So you can do that. Okay. You can run over and grab the Baron.
Can I toss him down the hallway as I head back towards the portcullis?
Nobody tosses the Baron.
You absolutely
Baron tossing.
You absolutely can.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna, as I walk past him, I'm just gonna kind of gently toss him towards the rest of the group. So yeah, gently, lovingly
toss him.
Has the feeling come back in your hand yet? Well, I'm imagining this is like The Bodyguard with
just romantic.
Whitney Houston.
Oh yeah.
Laura.
Everyone in the room just blushes.
Okay, so I'm on the other side of the What colour still?
You're in front American as far as I'm concerned,
Okay.
Yeah.
It's packed in
and I'm
here.
basically standing there ready to go.
American. You're now face to face with the Baron, as you've seen Loris just run across, grab the Baron, and just throw him through in front of you, basically, getting him clear of that room. And you can now
What a
see
hero.
this enormous viney mass
Ooh.
slowly just like pushing its way through the room.
Oh, is it does it look quite amorphous, like it could slip through tight spaces? That seems like a concerning thing. Like imagine like blocking its way and then it just goops on through.
We all sigh with relief, and then it just goes through the bars and
It looks like
absorbs us.
it looks like there's some kind of like form to it, but it also like it looks like you think you can make out like an arm. And maybe another arm,
Yikes.
and some sort of body and stuff like that. But it is all made up of this wet, entangled vine. And there's like still, and you take a look, and you can see a small skull, which is kind of just wrapped up in some vines and what could be its chest area. So it does look like it has some sort of form.
It's not the blob from the movie The Blob.
It's more like Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna yell. I'm hoping this is the evil we came to vanquish. Shall we vanquish it? And I'm going to raise my staff, and I go. I don't know about you, but I'm calling on the spirits of nature. And I call on the spirits of nature, actually.
Okay.
With a level, I want to say level 3 spell slot.
Oh damn!
Something happened.
Damn.
Big guns.
All right, I'm going to. Oh, it's gonna be good. Conjure animals at level 3.
Conjure animals.
Oh,
Yes.
hope they're vegetarian.
I am going to conjure four beasts of challenge level half, which I'm allowed to do.
Okay.
And they're going to be crocodiles. So 4 transparent fey crocodiles appear thrashing in the water before the beast.
I don't have. Okay. All in front of it, or they're sort of surrounding it. Where are you
That's a
placing
good
these?
point. I'm going to say they're going to be barricading. They're going to be in front of it, between us and it.
So Loris now has like 4 of these crocodiles in between him and this beast.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And I'm gonna scream at them, attack my children! And I don't know how they do that, but they do.
Roll.
Just like the crocodile. It has attack +4 to hit.
Is it just like a bite? Is it?
Yeah,
it's 21.
I'll roll 4.
Yeah. Roll 4 of those, and then we can worry about damage.
Okay, so I rolled a 17, so that's a 21.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And then a 15, so it's a 19. A 9, so that is a 13. Look at me doing maths. 17, so that's a 21.
Shit.
Okay, so I think if we're going to have them all being able to attack, we're going to have sort of 2 right in front of it, and then maybe 2 on the dais biting down into it. How does that sound? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we'll let them all bite out. 3 of them are hits.
Oh dang! Okay, so I'm going to roll the damage, which is 1d10 plus 2.
That's pretty good.
I've rolled a 7, a 6, and a 9. And God, my turns take forever.
So what's that? 22? 22 there? No. Yes.
And a 5. Oh,
No, just the
Did I roll
7, 6, 9. It's
just the
13,
7, 6, and 9. It's 22.
It's 22.
Yeah.
There's a awesome thing
Mm-hmm.
is once they bite, they actually don't let go, and the target is grappled.
Brilliant.
Okay, so you got 3 things which are grappling an enormous.
So its movement is 0. Is that what?
That's
That is perfect.
that works for me. That totally works for me. It is the mound's this mound's turn, and it just. Can I get 3 Constitution saving throws from you, American?
Yes, that sounds bad.
I mean, it's not great.
It's never good when the DM asks for that. Okay. I have rolled 8 and 2 critical fails.
Can you roll me 2d8 plus 4? Actually, no, I'll do that since it's that's probably my job to do this one. So
That sounds bad. That sounds real bad.
2d8 plus
15.
4 could be devastating.
So 15 and 13. Oh, and 14. 15, 13, and 14. So 3 of those were they crocodiles, were they? They bit onto this mound. The problem was they couldn't let go if they even wanted to. And this mound just sort of like grows over their faces and starts absorbing these creatures. And in a matter of seconds, it has fully engulfed the 3 that were biting onto it and does 15 damage to one, 13 damage to another, and 14 damage to the other.
I'm going to need to write this down.
How much HP did they have?
They have 19.
Okay.
So what was it? 15, 14, and what?
15, 13, and 14.
Okay. All right.
And they're going to start...
Poor babies.
They're also classified as blinded, restrained, and unable to breathe.
Glad that wasn't me.
And they will start in that state on their next turn. So they need to re-roll that constitution at the start of their next turn. And this thing just starts pushing its way towards Loris. And it just reaches out with one of these viney...
Is it able to move even though it's technically... it was still grappled, or does the grappling effect get lost because it's absorbed the things
These things are inside. Basically, they're grappled by him now.
Damn, this sucks, bro.
That sucks big time. After Loris just watched that happen, he's like, fuck.
And this thing just whips out with its vine, just smashing against Loris's front with a roll of 25.
That's not nice.
Doing 16 bludgeoning damage.
Fuck, that really hurt.
And now it's the Baron's turn. There is still a crocodile behind that didn't manage to latch on.
That crocodile's our last hope.
He just saw what happened to his bros and he's just like, oh, I'm out.
So Loris was not absorbed by the thing when
Loris
it got hit.
very, very heavily damaged.
But not... Yeah, okay. Same thing didn't happen to Loris as happened to the crocodiles?
No, this thing just sort of smashed out with one vine.
Okay.
Just, yeah.
I'm going to yell at Loris, don't bite it. I just realized...
Good advice.
When I threw the sausage dog down the hallway, that's like that saying, throwing a hot dog down a hallway. Okay, I am going to attempt to do the same thing as the last time. I'm going to do Toll the Dead. So it does have to do a wisdom saving throw of 15.
Okay. It failed.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that is 2d12.
That's pretty good.
Did it show up?
5 damage.
Fuck all. A 4 and a 1.
Aw.
2d12.
Sounds so impressive,
man.
2d12.
It does.
Yeah.
That could
It
have
can
been
be.
24 damage, but it was 5.
5 damage.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else from the Baron?
Yeah, I'm going to back away down the hallway, to the north.
Yeah.
And left a bit, so I'm standing next to Bill.
Okay, cool. Whose turn it is now? You hadn't seen much of what was really happening in that room just because everyone was blocking that corridor, but it didn't seem to slow this thing down.
It's just keeps on moving towards us, yeah?
Correct.
Oh, man. Sorry, I'm just going over my skills. I'm uniquely unsuited for this situation.
Go on, tell it a joke.
I don't know. Does it speak common?
I I can't give you that information, John.
Damn it! I thought I could pull that one over.
You almost. I almost looked. It was like, actually, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say.
Okay. I'm gonna call out to the monster and just say, "Don't lose your shit." And cast vicious mockery on it.
Now,
Sorry, I know they're really bad tonight.
Is that one that requires them to be able to understand or not?
No.
Okay, good. Just has to hear it, right? You rolled a crit 20. It's a nat. Nat
How many
20.
saves does this guy do?
That was just one. That was it. Just a good roll.
All right.
Did a 20 before as well?
I'm going to call out to Loros for my bonus action and just say, "Ba ba ba barbarian, ba 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 barbarian, ba 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 barbarian, oh barbarian, oh take my hand."
Yeah.
I'll be on the floor dying, rocking and reeling, and rocking and reeling, barbarian, ba ba barbarian. And I cast. What's my thing? Bardic Inspiration.
Vicious mockery.
That was brutal.
All right.
Awesome.
So, Loris, you got Bardic Inspiration. And don't forget, some of you guys actually have inspiration from the last couple of sessions as well. I believe American, Baron, and Bill all have inspiration at the ready when they want.
If only I had skills that were good to use.
Get in there with your rapier. Morley.
Oh yeah, that worked out so well for all the fucking crocodiles.
Yeah, I thought that was so cool. I was very
That was a
proud of
great
that
idea.
one instant before they got swallowed.
It was. You did some damage.
That's true.
Heaps.
And then he swallowed them.
22
Yeah.
or something.
Still alive in there, my children.
Now, Morley, you did say you were going to let off another bolt if you saw it moving, right? As a readied action previously, I believe. So I'll let you get that before you take this one. There was another one.
Oh, that's right. I said I was reloading it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll let you do that. So if you give us a roll to hit.
Sorry, I was in a different area investigating something else. Here we go. Oof.
Ooh, this
The
one.
shocker.
Yeah, this one is a miss, unfortunately. Just
Wild.
Soars straight past it.
High, wide, and not at all handsome. Okay. What I was thinking is I was struck after I kind of cowardly ran past American. Looking at American, I remembered something that she said to me not too long ago about buddying up to use some stuff that we found in that box. So I'm going to go, American! And then I'm going to pull out my alchemist's fire flask and I'm going to charge down the ramp, but only a little bit because I've got a good arm.
Yeah.
Just enough to kind of get in throwing distance. And I have no idea how to use this thing. You tell me what I need to roll to throw this alchemist's fire at the beast.
Let's have a quick look. It would probably just be like a roll to hit, which would be a D20 plus your dex, I reckon.
Okay, cool. I can do that.
Okay.
It'd be a good time to use inspiration if you have it.
I do not.
Ah, damn.
What's your dex?
3.
I'll give you. I'm going to give you advantage on this one, just because you're running up. He's a large target as well, specifically for this.
Thanks, DM. Way, what a time!
There you go.
Ooh, crit.
Yeah, that thing that soars across the water and just lands into this vine, and it sort of shatters. Can you give me a 1d4? Because it just bursts in flame. It doesn't do much. It's only a 1d4.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
All crits.
Yeah.
Does he get double the damage?
You get double dice. So roll that one more time, please. Another 4. Come on. All right. Total of 6 damage.
Can I use my cunning? My cunning action. My uncanny. My sneak attack to give it some more damage, or not with this particular thing?
Ooh.
extra
Yeah.
3d6.
Yeah, do
There's
it.
someone standing beside him.
Do it.
And there's even people standing inside him. Well, crocodile.
Oh,
So 19
Oh.
damage total. Okay, so this
Yeah.
alchemist fire, you just lob it across, and it just takes it by surprise and just shatters all over it in fire. It goes out way faster than if it had hit something dry. That's for sure. And the flame just flickers down, not completely, but it also doesn't look to have damaged it as much as you might have wanted it to. But it is still slightly on fire, but the flames are dying down.
I'm
I have
going
a
to
question.
Yes, American.
Does it hurt the crocodiles absorbed inside it?
No, they're inside. This is only damaging the external part.
Okay. Right.
I'm going to, with the remainder of my turn, I'm going to turn to Bill and say, I was hoping for more, if I'm honest. And then I'm going to duck back.
Loris, this thing is just slammed out at you, and then you've seen out of nowhere just this burst of flame on it, and it's just slowly disappearing, the flame.
so that caught the thing by surprise, yeah?
I don't even know if this thing can be surprised. We don't even know how much intelligence this thing has, to be honest.
All right, that's cool. So I'm gonna. Oh fuck! If I leave, it's gonna happen. Oh, I'm gonna have to do it. Sorry, I just had
No, that's
yeah.
good. That pain, that anguish, that's what I live for.
Anyone on bets on Loris dying tonight, you might want to think about how you're going to cash those in. So I'm just gonna, with my my back to the wall sort of thing, facing the same. I'm just gonna nudge the wheel down a couple of clinks. So the portcullis just comes down to sort of halfway down, and then I'm gonna make a mad dash to get under it, and then just and essentially make my escape, hoping that he hasn't got he won't fit through it.
Okay, cool. So you're just like giving that thing a nudge and then just darting out underneath.
Yeah.
All right. As you do so, this thing just whips out with a couple of vines.
Of course it does.
Rolling a 16 and a
Miss.
22.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, that one's a hit.
So that first one's a miss.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that second one just sort of like catches you on the calf as it it slams down into the water, trying to get under this portcullis as it closes, and just lashes against your calf, doing 10 bludgeoning damage.
Fuck, that was so close. Loris is looking incredibly poor.
Yeah.
Like literally on the brink of death.
And then you've got this portcullis now closed between you and this creature, and just about 5 foot in distance as well.
That's all I wanted to do.
Okay.
You don't want to move back further?
Oh, I could crawl, given I've had my leg whipped out from home, and I'm just going to crawl behind American and collapse literally in front of you all,
Okay. Yep. We can
bleeding from leg wounds and chest wounds and wherever else.
Cool. American. Loris is just like dived underneath the portcullis as it crashed down, just sending this big splash of water up in front of you, and he just crawls past, quite badly damaged. You can either do your we can do your crocodile rolls at the moment. Can you give me 3 Constitution saving throws?
Okay. Luckily, I can use my character sheet. I've rolled a 9, an 18, and a 5.
Cool. Let's have a look.
I have a feeling these crocodiles aren't long for this world.
Well, they're still when it moves, like they move along with it. So one of them takes 15 damage,
Okay, so that's dead.
and the other takes 13 damage.
And that's dead also.
So you've got one remaining crocodile inside, and it manages to just find its way out the back of this the mound next to the other crocodile that's sitting on the dais.
All right. Well, they're not quitters. They're gonna do what their mama wants, which is defend the party. So they're gonna do the same thing again.
Okay.
So I will roll them. Give me a second. I'm using the advanced dice roller actually. 17
2 rolls of
And?
17.
a 17.
Nice. Now, they don't have to grapple if they don't want to. They may have learnt their lesson.
Well, that's up to you.
Unless
if you want.
no, it's up to you. It's up to you as the person controlling these creatures.
Okay. Yeah, sure, fair.
Cool, but both of those are hits.
Okay. Awesome. So the damage is 1d10 plus 2 piercing damage. So that is a 4 and a 4.
Okay,
They're
cool.
twins. Oh my gosh.
Consistent. Yes.
Whereabouts were they placed?
Well, one of them was behind it, wasn't it?
Well, they both the one that didn't get grappled at all was behind it, and then this other one made its way out from behind to be sort of side by side. But did you want them to move at all before or after that attack?
I'll just keep them where they are.
So just behind the
'Cause
mound.
it'll just get an attack of opportunity if they try to run away, eh?
Well, they can circle
That seems
around
kind of
without getting
pointless.
an attack of opportunity, as long as they don't leave 5 feet in distance. They can circle around, but if
I'll just leave them
right.
them where they are.
okay. And what is Mirakin doing?
She sees Morley tossing the fireball, or what was it called? The alchemist fire.
Alchemist fire.
Yeah.
She's like, "No, Morley, I can help you out." And slams down her stuff and just yells, "Boom!" And the fire just explodes, reignites all over it. I'm gonna have to get your judgment on what exactly the damage might be. It's a control flames cantrip.
Okay, yeah. Well, so we'll get another. It's only a 1d4. So you do this basically the damage of this burst of flame, the original what a standard alchemist fire would do when thrown. So that is 1d4 damage. So you basically
It's actually
see
surprisingly crap, isn't
you
it?
see
For something with such a cool name, you'd be like, "Oh, this is gonna be like wrecking shit." Oh, 1 4.
yeah. So you see just like a small, almost dying flame on this thing, and you slam your staff down and yell "boom," and the flame just reignites in this eruption. You got 2.
For a massive 2 damage.
Yeah.
That's what we call teamwork.
Yes, Queen.
Yeah. I like to think Morley said that.
Yes, Queen.
And she's just, what if he said, "Yar, queen"?
Yeah.
Not
I'd
a pirate.
appreciate that.
And the flames, they burst out and then just disappear within the wet sort of vines and the water and everything that's been splashed up. So the flame is now completely gone. Any movement from Mirakin?
I'm gonna retreat a little because this thing looks hella strong. But I'm quite proud of the teamwork that we've just achieved.
It is the mound's turn, and it takes sort of sludges forwards towards that portcullis, giving an opportunity attack to the 2 remaining crocodiles.
Oh, don't
Mr.
mind if I
DM.
do.
My alchemist fire does 1d4 on each of its turns, but it must make a Constitution save of 10 or greater to avoid that happening. Good. Glad I mentioned it.
Okay, I want to hit the target takes one. Yeah, at the start of each of its. Okay, so all right, that's cool. We can.
So it's not as crap as we thought.
The problem is this thing is quite resistant to fire. That's the only thing, and it's kind of sloshing through this water at the moment. But we'll see. So we rolled a 17.
I've just rolled the 2 opportunity attacks, and it was a 17 and a 20.
Yeah, cool. Both of those are hits.
Damn, oops. I'm just like rolling like a mad woman here. So I just rolled a crit fail for one of the bites, which was a 1 plus
That's the damage, though, right? Yeah.
2. Oh, yeah. So that'll be a 3 and a 10.
So 13 more damage from these crocodiles. Just as it moves out of room. We'll do.
Yeah, not bad.
You can roll a 1d4 there, Morley, for this alchemist fire.
Yeah, get ready to feel the burn, baby.
1d4.
Take that, you ungodly beast. It's like a,
Yeah, and he has rolled. It has rolled like a 15 for its Constitution saving throw as well, so it does do a little more damage before going out completely, thanks to all the water as well. And it comes up to that portcullis, and it reaches through one of the gaps with one of. You now see a form of this sort of arm reach through the portcullis. And then you see its other arm reach through this portcullis, and it joins its hands, and it creates, over a few seconds, the shape of its main body on the other side of that portcullis. And it slowly, slides it down and conforms itself to the shape of that thin corridor as it moves towards Loris.
Oh, no.
And it just slams out with both of its vines.
Oh, why is it the second one hits? That's ridiculous.
Rolling an 11 and a 22. That second hit
smashes me.
Does 17 bludgeoning damage to Loris.
Damn, 17!
Loris had 1.
Okay. So Loris is in a dying
I'm
state.
squished.
Yeah.
How did he have so little HP to start with?
I had 27 at the start of this round after several fights.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been adjusting your HP or not.
No, I adjusted it quite. That's why I asked had everyone else been, because I was the one taking all the damage. I was like, fucking hell.
Okay.
Yeah. Trust me.
How many health potions do you hold though? Doesn't everyone have?
I don't have any because remember when they were being given to me, I was going to get. So Bill took them off me. And I was like, oh, yeah.
I think it's like Obelix, isn't it?
He's gotten to the coffee.
Those magic potions.
So Bill currently holds the potions that he was going to give me when he saw how keen I was, just to scull them back.
Oh, well, it's the Baron's turn now. Baron, there's like this viney mess just completely filling that corridor in front of you. And it's just beaten Loris down into the ground. He's now unconscious on the ground in front of you.
Jesus. So I was going to shoot it, but because it's so large, can I shoot it somewhere? And because I have an ice knife and it hits anyone within 5 feet. But it is it's 10 feet across. Well, how does that work?
At the moment, it's just filling that 5 foot wide corridor. So ignore the shape of the token on the map. That corridor is full from the portcullis to the entranceway of just viney, wet,
squeezed in.
Yeah,
like a big sponge. So I can't do ice knife, and
you could do it, but it would hurt a lot of people.
It would hurt Loris.
Right.
Yeah. I'm already dead. Just do it.
Dead. No, that would. You would actually die then.
It's only 1.
Yeah, but
it's 1 death save.
Any successful hit on a person in a dying state is
it would be 2 death saves.
It'd be 2 death saves gone.
Do it. I've got 3. Do it.
Theoretically, it would also hit you and Bill.
Yeah, no. I'm not going to do it because it's bloody silly. Well, I am going to just do the same thing as I've done the last few times and do Toll the Dead.
Okay.
That's a wisdom saving throw of 15.
Okay. Well, you've done all right with this one so far, right?
Well, once I did.
That is a crit fail from this shambling round. So he's rolled a couple of...
That means it dies straight away.
We'll let double damage for this.
Oh, okay. So 9. Doubled?
We'll do double dice, so just roll the 2 dice.
Double dice. So 9 plus 10.
Okay,
so
19.
19.
Okay. Cool.
Does it shudder or anything? Do I see any kind of
There's
weak point?
Nothing coming from this thing. It's just solid and just moving forward as you do that. I think you've noticed a couple of the leaves on it, each time you do that, a couple of the leaves or foliage from it just blacken and drop off. So it's definitely damaging it. The Baron knows it's damaging it.
Okay, so it is getting hurt. It's just very robust. So I'm going to try to move away.
You're moving away a whole 10 foot. Nice. Okay. Well, as you move out, it slashes out with a couple of its vines. 10 and a 17.
Okay,
even around the corner.
we're going to add 5 to your
Oh,
AC.
okay. If that's the case, then they both miss.
Both miss as they just sort of whip out above Loris and just hit air as you duck out. Bill, over to you.
Bill drops to one knee
Proposes.
and places his
I've always loved you, Loris.
voice of lovingly places his hand through underneath Loris's arm, and goes to like stand up with the hulking brute, and says, "We still need you, Loris. We need you, pal. Come back to us." And casts Cure Wounds at level 3.
Nice.
Morley's got the ring as well.
And he
Nice.
gets 17 health
Ooh,
back.
not
Nice.
bad.
Is it a full action to pass him a potion?
Just to hand him a potion? No, I'll let that be a free action.
As his eyes kind of blink open, I'm just going to quickly shove a potion in his face for him to grab.
Okay. Any movement from Bill?
No, I'm going to stay there.
Okay. Morley.
Yeah, I've been saving my last one of these for a good reason. I'm going to hold out my hand and say, "Back to the depths with you, you demon," and cast Witch Bolt.
Oh. Is there a roll that I need to do? Or?
Yeah. No, I think this is just an attack.
Oh no!
Or is it though? Yeah.
Do you have inspiration? No.
So you rolled a 1.
Crit fail is what he rolled.
You rolled a crit fail. This is interesting. I'm gonna roll me a D100. So this is I think this is the first time you've seen us do a D100 roll, Morley.
Yeah.
Okay, so anytime we do a crit fail, we get a D100. So if you've got a D100 or 2 D10s, give them a roll, and the lower that number, the worse it's going to be.
He's right behind me too. Fuck. Oh God.
What'd you get?
What's he rolled?
You could
He's
have
rolled a
dropped me.
2.
He rolled a 2.
He rolled a 2.
So
This is going to be a Baron firing his ice knife up my ass again, isn't it?
okay.
I don't know what's happening. I'm so sorry.
Oh god!
So
This is the joys of crit fail.
that's what I'm gonna say. You're not gonna damage someone else. You're not even gonna damage yourself. Instead, your witch bolt soars across the room and just slams into that mound that's filling the room. What you weren't expecting, though, is that a lot of the sludge and foliage that had fallen away from it starts accruing back onto it. It looks like you're making this thing healthier or bigger in some way. And instead of damaging it for 12, you've healed it for 24 points of damage.
Oh, that's worse.
It's accruing. Before it was accounting. A bunch of shit.
Morley looks at his hand and said, "Way to fail me, Wolderati."
Oh man, I didn't have my cowl on this entire time. God damn it. Terrible.
Oh
Speaking-
no!
it's a
Now the
crit
cowl's
fail.
on. It's going to be even worse for us.
Witch
He was
bolt.
being friendly for a while.
Any movement from Morley?
Yeah, I'm gonna yell out, "Let's get out of here!" And I'm gonna start bolting towards these stairs.
Okay, well you got like 30 foot worth of movement. You can. Oh yeah, you can make a decent way up those stairs.
I'm only gonna go as far as I can still see everyone because I don't want to disappear like I'm running away from everyone. I'm gonna be like beckoning everyone over as well.
Cool. Loris, your eyes, you You're sort of lying on your back on the ground. Your eyes are open. The entire corridor in front of you is just filled from roof to ground with this green mess, green and brown kind of wet, viney mess. And Bill is on one knee next to you, having just placed a health potion on your chest, like in your hand.
So just drinking a health potion is an action, right?
Yes.
So I could do that move, risk taking an attack of opportunity. If I stand up, that's half an action.
That's half your movement.
Half your movement.
Half movement. Okay.
Sorry, when I said before that I was like sliding my hand, I was trying to.
Oh, so you're propping
I was
me up.
trying
as
to
well,
help him up
Okay, yeah, cool. We can
as I was healing.
yeah, cool. So we
I'm
can say you're
hoping that was my movement.
yeah. Okay, we can do that. So you're in a standing position then, Loris.
Okay, cool. So I'm standing with this health potion in my hand. It's actually really hard to say. So I've got this health potion in my hand. That is when I'm not thinking about it. And this gargantuan thing taking up an entire corridor, literally nose to nose with me by the looks of things. It's, oh shit! I don't know what to do. Like,
Loris doesn't know what to do.
Loris is, if I drink the potion, I'm just standing
Indecision.
there. I have to attack. It's, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Feed it to the. Yeah.
I've
That's what Morley did.
I've seen Morley's witch bolt go past, and I'm assuming I've seen this thing kind of look like it's got stronger, right? So this witch bolt's gone flying over my shoulder, and this thing's kind of sort of beefed up a bit. So that's kind of concerning.
Yes.
What does your gut say, Dave? What does your gut say?
Oh, my gut says just do one thing, so I'm going to have to. So with my hand, so I've got basically in one hand I've got the potion. I'm going to grab Lightbringer in the other because my axe is a two-handed weapon. So I'm going to keep hold of the thing because putting it away is an action, right? Or part action.
I don't think so.
We've said you can swap
What do we
weapons at the start of your turn. Like, fine, free action.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm still going to leave the potion in my hand. So I'm like, oh, fuck, I've got this potion in my hand. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to grab Lightbringer in my other hand, and under my breath, I'm just going to follow Luca's ghost and rage myself up, and I'm going to launch into an attack front on this thing because it's kind of all I've got. Using my mace.
Okay.
The good old Lightbringer.
Give me a roll to hit.
So here is one hit coming, and then there's the second.
Nice.
First one is a crit success of 27, and the
nice.
second one is a 10.
Okay, well, that first one, just slams down into this wall of vines in front of you, doing 12 damage. And that second one, you just collide with one of the many bones. Oh, was it? Oh, 10, sorry.
13.
Really? It says 10.
But it's
plus 4.
a crit. Do you get extra?
Well,
So
he gets 13 damage.
yeah,
So
the second
he's
attack
rolled
was
the
a
dice
10.
twice, 9 and a 4.
Yeah,
It's double dice.
it works out the crit damage anyway.
Yeah. So that second one just sort of hits one of the many bones that it's gathered in it and just shatters it, not really damaging the vine at all. That second one.
So after that, I'm just gonna I want it to die. I'm pissed off with it now.
And you're just standing face to face.
As angry as I possibly can be, staring face to face at this thing.
American, over to you.
Things are getting dicey.
Things are.
That thing looks super strong, and we just healed it. I'm quite concerned. I'm going to spend 5 minutes agonizing over my turn as well.
Morley has just run for the stairs, calling and beckoning for everyone to follow.
Yeah. I was going to run, and then I just see Loris just like get up and just start smashing, and I'm just like, oh no, what do I do? I'm torn between running and just going for it. Do or die. There's nothing I can do. This barbarian, he's always going to attack, and I respect that. And with that feeling of just like his barbarian primal rage infuses into her, and she just takes the form of a bear and just goes for it and rushes in to her death.
My God. Okay.
No, I'm sorry.
Go, yeah.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Now,
Roll your
turning
attacks with
into
advantage.
Bearkin is an action, right?
Oh, yes,
Oh
it is.
shit! Yeah, it is. I'm a bear now, everyone.
And you can move as a bear, but you can't attack until your next turn.
Yeah,
At least you're blocking it. You know?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stand my ground next to Loris.
Can you please put on the bear filter?
I always
Yes.
forget about that.
We
Yeah,
need
yeah.
the bear filter for this.
Very good.
Hey.
Bearkin! There we go. It's fantastic. All right. And that's American's turn, right? No, you've just moved up against it, ready to go. It is the mound's turn once again, and it is face to face, or face to something, face to Vine with Loris. And it slams out yet again, just with these appendages just
Oh my
reaching
God.
out and slamming into it. That first one with a roll of 25 does 15 bludgeoning damage.
Ah, out.
Right into Loris's head. Just this wet vine just cracks into his skull. And the second one just flails out, just glancing off Loris's shoulder, not really just doing any damage.
Jesus.
American, we forgot your little crocodiles as well. They're behind if they want
Oh
to
yeah,
run up and...
I was gonna ask, but I thought they were gonna be trapped behind the portcullis
Oh, that's a good... They're still within
because
5...
it's squeezed.
This thing is filling
It's
the
glowing
port...
through.
This thing is filling that entire room. They'd be able to snap at
And
little
it has
bits
a
of
gap,
it.
right?
No,
Doesn't it have a gap?
It's now that it was in that sort of closing position, it just closed.
Question, Reagan.
Yeah.
Is the damage that thing does bludgeoning damage?
It is bludgeoning damage.
So while I'm raging, and I think I often forget this, but while I'm raging, I'm resistant to bludgeoning damage.
Resistance are half that damage. Dave.
So half that.
Instead of 15,
Nice.
is the what, 8 bludgeoning or 7? I can't remember
So
if
it
it
should
rounds up or
be-
down. So
It rounds up, doesn't it?
yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. So 8
Yeah,
bludgeoning
so
damage total then.
17 minus 9. Okay, cool. Yeah, I forget that all the
Nice.
time. I don't know why.
That's good.
but-
But
It's
yeah,
the main
quite
benefit of being a barbarian.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's one of the things
As
I
our only tank.
American, I would say that the alligators would be able to like bite at something.
Hell yeah.
This thing is huge.
Then
It's
they
kind of-
will.
Okay.
I shouldn't have forgotten that. Thank you for merciful. All right, so that's I've rolled a 21 and a 15.
Okay, both of those are hits.
Okay, so now I roll 1d10 plus 2. I'm getting good at this, guys. All hail the crocodiles. 6 and 7 piercing
13
damage.
Nice. Great. Perfect. Yeah, they just bite out, and I'm assuming they're not trying to grapple this thing.
They're not trying to grab
Okay,
it.
cool. They just bite out and start snapping at this, and they're just pulling off small parts of its vines and leaves and foliage from behind it.
I just thought of something. Does it count as flanked because it's between us?
Oh, that's
Yes.
a really good point, actually. Yes. You are now flanking this thing. I would say roll with advantage, but you're already.
But what if I got a crit?
Okay, fine. Okay.
Look, this thing is very frightening. I'm going to take every advantage
One
I can
more
get. And I
roll.
didn't roll a crit, so never mind.
They both get advantage though, so give us a second roll.
I rolled again
Oh, yeah, okay.
twice.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, it was worth a try.
Always worth it.
And it is the Baron's turn.
Okay,
So
I've just seen.
you saw Morley like what looked like heal this thing, and then just bolt up the stairs, beckoning for
Witch
everyone
bolt.
to witch bolt. He witch bolted and then he bolted.
Okay, I'm going to look
Which
left
bolt?
and right.
Yeah, which bolt?
That bolt. Yeah, I'm going to look left and right and see. I'm going to look. I've just seen Loris get absolutely pummeled, but he's standing his ground. I'm going to look down at my glass stuff and go, oh, fuck. And I'm going to do a spell I've never done before.
Oh, this is always exciting.
Because
So-
it could. And I think, well, this actually could kill me, this spell,
What?
in one hit. So we'll see.
What?
What the fuck are you doing?
It is at level 3.
Oh, Jesus.
Excuse me?
So it does 4d8 damage
Oh damn.
to me.
What?
Oh, wow. What are you
God.
doing?
Let's have a look.
Oh my god.
So
He's lost his mind.
that's a 5.
At least you've been rolling badly.
Yeah. Oh, and then
19
14.
points total. Yeah, 19 total.
okay, 19. So I take 19 points of damage, but there is a positive side to this. Loris,
1d4.
Loris gets double that.
Loris gets double.
Whoa!
So this spell's called Life
Damn.
Transference, and it transfers life from me. Does necrotic damage on me, I guess,
Can you
and doubles it to. What's
detail
19
that? I wanna know what that looks like for people that are standing in that room.
Yeah, that
I
sounds
guess-
amazing.
Well, I just grip my staff and concentrate, I think, and all of it goes not like that. And it goes like my glass stuff, and
And you're like,
I
and
think-
you're transfer-
no. Okay, yeah, this will really get Loris.
Sorry, I just ruined the mood. Sorry, carry on.
No, I think
Yeah.
I think I'd look really pale, and just and you probably see some green energy go bleh over the room to Loris. And what's 19?
38.
So it just comes out of the stuff. Okay.
Just like one long rope across to Loris.
That's power, man. That's real power.
That's what we call flavor here at
Yeah.
Dicey.
Yeah,
All that life.
Wow.
Just all over the place.
transfer.
So that's
And
38.
Loris,
Transfer.
yeah. You were drenched in this, Loris. You were.
Oh,
It's like
Instant life. Oh, it's so good.
And he loves it, obviously.
Clearly,
I'm
He's
spent.
feeling so good now.
it feels so good to have Baron's life inside you.
well, once again, it's an attack from behind from the Barons. I didn't even see it coming.
Oh, wow.
So, so that's
I really
permanent.
hope this is canon every time Baron.
I'm never doing that again.
He couldn't do that again if he tried. Give him 10 minutes.
Yeah, give me a
He's going to
minute.
have a nap now.
10!
You can have a lie down in this relic.
He's got like one hand on the niche behind him, just like sweating, just like.
If I did it again, it would definitely kill me.
Up to Baron. Cigarette after that, pal.
Oh yeah, true.
That
I
would-
will light up a second. That's canon.
Oh,
It is in character for sure.
wow.
Loris, you get 38 points
38.
of health back, and I think that's a really good time to take a break.
Whew, needed after that.
Intense.
All right, so feel free to grab some kind of refreshment and get yourselves ready for the next sort of
Well,
part.
Baron, do you need like a rub down or something after that? You know?
Oh,
That's how we got into this mess.
yeah.
Oh, the clips of that are going to be
This
so
goes from the glass staff to like a wood.
limp staff or limp rod.
limp staff.
Oh, that was too good.
Life transference, just the best name for that spell.
Yeah.
Just couldn't be better named.
All of his slots are just absolutely spent.
Oh,
Yeah. I literally have no more food.
It's got nothing left in him now.
what's great about this is that Loris is going to have no understanding as to why he suddenly feels better.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like suddenly he feels a whole lot healthier and all this like he was just going to feel immensely better and have no fucking idea why.
That's a
And
good-
then he's probably at some point he's going to turn around and see the Baron looking pretty fucking proud of
Tired, just
himself
exhausted.
and wilted away. And like,
I don't think I look.
There's a big problem there because Loris is just going to be like, damn, I'm good. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm a bit-
like that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
I'll
good.
probably just look like Gary as you turn around, just completely. Devon.
Kind of wizened away and just a bit skeletal or
Yeah,
skeletal.
just a full skeleton.
Oh
Yeah.
dear.
That was
That
amazing.
was
Wow.
intense. That was very heroic.
That's why I don't do that spell very often. Or
Forever.
Yeah, it's
never
bold for like
Literally
a
the
wizard to give up his HP.
Dude,
Yeah,
that was a
for-
great spell.
if I do max rolls on it, I would just die.
What's your
I wouldn't-
HP? You're like
No,
27
I
or
would go to
something.
dying state.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm in 27, so I could roll 32.
Are you only at
and-
27
do-
HP? Like total?
Yeah, total.
He's a wizard.
Yeah, that's...
He's a wizard. They don't have much. So you
I
get like
don't have
1d6 every level. Is it 1d6 your hit die?
Yeah,
Wow.
plus
Yeah.
my con, which is +1.
That's
Yeah.
so low. I knew
really
wizards
low.
didn't have much, but
But then
man.
his magic's incredibly powerful, so you can do a whole lot of damage.
Yeah.
But the whole point is he stays away. But the payoff for that is that he's got
Do
very
some
limited
magic.
HP.
So,
So you-
American, do you have 30? You say?
33.
Oh, wow.
And what
So
about
not
Bill?
that many.
I'm 38.
Man, you guys are very squishy. Is that the right term for this?
Yeah.
I feel like...
Delicate.
Very,
Loris
very
would
squishy.
describe them as delicate.
Yeah, fair enough,
I
too.
think that would be right. But
But I
keep in
think-
mind that, when I turn into a bear,
Yeah.
at least I get a bit of extra bonus HP to
Mm.
kill that before, Still not great, but
Mm.
Yeah, and so you're in bear form at the moment, right, American?
yeah.
Cool. I'm just going to let's have a quick shout out to everyone who's given us a follow during this first hour and a half. We had Arksema that gave us a follow, Kiosti, Giffen, Blazewing, Comical Gaming, Chronic Gamer, Mortuous Magnus, Timo Tarantino, Random Person 2021. Thanks you so much for your follows. There's heaps of different ways that you
Thank
can
you.
support us as well by joining us in Discord. We've got a little link to Discord underneath the stream. All of our previous episodes are on YouTube. And all of them except last week's one are currently in podcast format as well. Last week's episode will be going up in like 3 hours, so that'll be available as well. And then this episode, we're normally a week behind with our podcast, which is pretty cool. We've also got merch underneath, which I'm not wearing today. Actually, I was bad and didn't wear one. Normally I wear one, but they're all very good, and majority of them have been designed by Joe, who's playing American below. And one of them has the awesome Getting Dicey logo for like a Ravenloft style, which was created by Baron down there in the corner. Oh, he's over there now. That way. Yeah. Yeah. Oh well. And also, you can subscribe to us over at YouTube, or you can subscribe to us here. If you have Amazon Prime, then you've got Twitch Prime. And with Twitch Prime comes one free sub every single month. So it won't cost you a damn thing if you've got that, just to check it our way. And it just means that we can put anything, from the bits that you cheer for us through to subs, any donations. We had a friggin' amazing donation by Des Marius a couple of weeks ago, which is really going to help go towards some new stuff. We've bought recently the nice little microphone that you can see next to American there, thanks to everyone's support, basically. Which unfortunately which is what we use for our audio while we go streaming, is nowhere near as good as the audio that we can get from the mics that we use, unfortunately. So we use Zencaster to record the podcast, and that always sounds good. So if you want to catch up on some of our stuff, use the podcast. It sounds amazing. Yeah, cool. How are you guys holding up with the mound? Are you guys, is it terrifying?
Oh, it's very terrifying.
Good.
Yeah.
I was like, I cannot decide what to do, but I just feel like whenever Loris goes into a rage, I just got to get amongst it. It's the wild side. You just gotta. We're all gonna die.
Yeah, I don't see the way out. Like I'm running through the hills, baby.
I really wanted to run. I
true
really
pirate.
did want to run.
I'm really surprised you didn't run.
I can't leave a comrade like that.
Yeah, make of that what you will. I'm surprised that it wasn't just like get the shit out of there.
My initial plan was to run. Like, that was kind of the whole point, but it kind of, well, not backfired, but just given the fact that he followed us and was able to kind of follow us, is not, even if we leave that room, he's still going to follow us.
I probably should have run, but like I said, I couldn't leave a comrade.
I do think the crocodiles were an amazing idea to slow it down and try and get between
Yeah, they were cool.
you and it. I thought that was I thought that was awesome. So I think if you didn't already have a point of inspiration, that probably would have earned you one.
I'll take 2. It's fine.
You know,
Oh, can I give one to someone?
Or you just make sure you
No,
use it this
it's
session.
fine.
So you
I'm
can
not
get
going to
back
beg
at
the
end of the
DM.
session.
yeah. Just use the ones you've got because, like I said, I'm going to be handing them out
Yeah.
once every session.
I'm
So.
going to need to.
Yeah. We've had a lot of good chat in the chat, which is cool. They're
Good
saying
place for it.
Huh? Good place for it.
Good place for the good chat.
Chat in the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah.
Perfect.
I've always felt.
I mean, if you're going to have chat, it should be in the chat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Yeah. They're saying the D&D Beyond overlay isn't working. It should be working. I'm pretty certain it's working. It's working for me when I just brought it up now. So, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, unfortunately. Refresh, maybe, or open up in a different browser, maybe. I don't know. But it should be working. But what did the chat? I know we had some rules lawyers in the chat for a little bit.
Ooh, tell us all about it.
Now, where are we? I think it was talking about what I saw was the idea of if the potion is already in your hand, it shouldn't be an action to drink it. It's the action is taking it out and drinking. But I believe the book, I don't know about any errata or anything like that. I don't care about any errata. I don't care. House rules. No, I think the player handbook states that using an item is an action. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense to just be able to drink a potion and then do something else, right? That would be
that's
Oh,
what I
wouldn't it be
think
great?
as well. That's
Drink
what
a
I think.
potion.
too free.
Yeah, yeah, and I think there
It's
was
like having your potion and eating it too.
yeah. But I think there was just a bit of a back and forth in regards to what is the right way to do it, and I think it came down to just whatever the DM wants, which I think is fair. And there was another one. Where is it? Let's see if I can find it. Hey, that's nice. Comical Gaming said, first time watching, long time D&D playing and DM. Heard good things about the stream. That's awesome. Thank you. Whoever's been saying those things is...
From where?
Well, I was
It
going to
was
say
us.
it was us.
I-
It was just
yeah.
us talking about it. It was probably just me spamming.
Bukakis.
Yeah, that's a shared in Pornhub or something.
Yeah, they're like, finally some erotic role play I can get behind.
Yeah. Oh, this is
Roll
what it was. Now the fey spirits or creatures that you conjured.
Oh yes.
So they were saying that it's up to the DM to decide the creature.
Oh, it doesn't say anything about that.
So let's scroll up to when you cast it.
I will read it to you if you like.
Yeah, please do.
Conjure animals. You summon fey spirits that take the form of beasts and appear in unoccupied spaces that you can see within range. Choose one of the following options for what appears. 1 beast of challenge rating 2 or lower, 2 of 1, 4 of half, 8 or 4 of a quarter. Doesn't say anything about the DM deciding. It does say the GM has the creature's statistics.
And that just means I'm meant to, because I have the monster manual. I think that all that means is I'm meant to know the stats. But to be honest,
but I just have a tab open with the monsters.
Yeah.
So I can look at their stats.
I think you picked really good creatures for that. To be
I just
honest.
picked it because there was water, and I was like, it seems to make sense.
Yeah, I really liked that. I thought it was awesome. It was really cool. I'm not,
Yeah, I've never had those.
not
That's cool.
seeing any love stories between Shade Mage and Fighter Mage Thief
That's
yet,
gutting.
unfortunately.
They should take the lead from Baron Byram and Loros.
Roleplay.
Well, it's unrequited in a way.
Loris doesn't know who's loving him right now, but
He's loving it.
he's loving it.
McDonald's.
Later on,
Another
he'll be like-
McDonald's reference.
Thanks, McDonald's. I can imagine Loris later on being like, wait, that was you? Oh, didn't know all this time. It'd be like really,
I
really
thought it felt
romantic.
Are we getting
familiar.
shipped?
Yeah. Morley's shipping you because he's a sea captain.
Pirate.
Yeah, so some people are saying that they would have had that as a bonus action, the drinking of the potion, since it was already in his hand. Others are saying it's up to the DM. Others saying it would always be
It's a
full
full action.
For me, it's a
otherwise
full action.
It's a bonus action to grab it, so you could always go bonus action and then full action.
Yeah. There's got
They
to
only do that because it can be like, you heal and attack.
Yeah. Anyway, Are you guys ready to jump back into it? You'll...
I don't know.
Yeah. I've got...
Okay.
This is dangerous stuff.
Yeah, I
Bit
reckon.
concerned.
I reckon we get back into it.
Yeah.
Cool. Baron, you just transferred a bit of life to Loris, which was very nice. It was very warm.
How much was it?
38.
You rolled a total of 19, so 38 hit points back for Dave.
Perfect.
It's
Not bad.
That's pretty optimal for me. It wasn't so high that I died. It wasn't so low that it was just pointless.
It was perfect for me. It took me like almost up to full health. So if you'd given me any more, it would have been a waste.
Yeah.
Cool.
Damn.
That's great.
That's a lot of HP, boy.
Bill, let's
What?
Damn. HP, boy.
Okay, back with Bill. So you've seen Loris just take another vine to the head, and you notice his eyes are glowing. He's fully raged up after what's been going on.
He looks like he's in good spirits, right?
Yeah, he looks healthier than ever
Very.
right now.
Looks flushed.
You think you've
He's
done
making pancakes and humming and
you think- I think Bill. I think you think you've done an amazing healing job on him since you got him back up to his feet.
Amazing healing job, yeah.
Feel like I did a great H job on that guy.
yeah.
Straight back into it.
Straight back
Is that,
into
when
it.
you, is that where you slip your arm under his arm,
Cool up the stranger.
help him up?
So I'm just gonna reach around Loris
Oh no!
uh,
I'll just reach around.
and just try to stab this this beast.
Okay. Wait, the monster? Or are you still talking about?
Or he's stabbing Loris.
It's getting worse. That was
Oh,
Sorry.
one day that won't be funny. Not today.
All right, give us a roll to hit.
this
With
day.
advantage.
24. I have advantage?
Yeah, you do.
24.
Okay, that's a definite hit. With a roll of 10 piercing damage as well. Yeah, you managed to just slice off quite easily some of the vines that are more in the room than still in that corridor. Just like knock a couple of these vines right off. Anything else from Bill?
No, not right now.
Okay, great. Morley, you're up on the stairs. You've just beckoned everyone and no one is coming.
Well, someone did. All right.
I'm just gonna start chanting, "Come, come, come!"
You're a
One
little
must
late
come.
for that one. You're a little late.
So Morley can't really believe that no one's coming. He's come on.
No, let's move through this.
Come on,
He's
children.
He's just kind of stupefied that no one's like following this kind of beckoning move and like just seeing this creature just dish out this damage and Loris really taking the hits. He's just kind of really like blue in the face almost. Just screaming at the party, saying, "To the stairs! To the stairs! This beast is gonna kill you all!" That's it.
Okay. Loris, you're feeling fantastic right now. Considering the amount of damage you've taken, you almost can't believe you're feeling as good as you're feeling. And you're not sure why.
Yeah, so Loris is obviously completely raged, so he's not sort of hearing or much aware of what's going on around him. He took the hit to his head. He was feeling a bit, whoa, that really hurt, and all of a sudden he's feeling absolutely fantastic. So he's just like, this is awesome. He's feeling more invincible than he usually is. So he's just gonna cut loose with the mace again. So he's just screaming at his full blood-curdling cry and just smashing with this mace because he's like feeling absolutely fantastic.
Okay.
With no idea who or why, but he's loving life right now. So first roll is a 16, second is a 22.
Both of those are indeed hits.
Awesome. 11 and 13 damage.
Damn,
So it's 24.
24 damage. Now we've got to do some maths. Yeah, cool.
That's one witch bolt.
Yeah, you've managed to undo the witch bolt.
Undo Morley. Awesome.
Yeah. It's with these 2 hits that you notice that there's suddenly a bit of a gap between the top of this creature and the top of the corridor. You're not sure if it's lost some of its mass or it's slumping or something, but it looks to have you've definitely affected this thing.
Awesome. Loris is emboldened.
Any movement?
Hell no.
I
I'm
didn't
standing
think so.
my ground. There's no movement needed.
Yeah. Berrican.
Come on, Berrican, with
Yeah.
advantage. Rip it to pieces.
I'm feeling the primal rage of the barbarian next to me, but I'm not foolish enough to bite the pile of shit. 'Cause I saw how that went for my crocodiles, but I am going to slash out with advantage with my claws.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
Oh, hang on, I forgot to
Whoa.
put on the bear filter.
Yeah.
Hang on, bear with me.
Bear
Polar
with me.
opposites going.
Yeah.
Oh, I've rolled a crit. Oh, crit.
You rolled a crit to crit.
23.
So look at your second roll though, which is a
Oh, I've rolled a
fail.
critical fail and a critical success.
Well, so we'll go with that
God.
first swipe first. So can you roll damage for that first?
no, that was me rolling
What?
with advantage because of
that
Loris's
was-
rage.
That's one.
Ah,
And because it's flanked.
okay, all right, okay,
And it's
gotcha.
flanked.
All right,
Yeah,
okay. Sorry, I thought
like
that
I
was
said,
your
that's
2
just my
rolls.
claw attack.
Cool. So your claw attack
So I do
hits. Very well.
1d6 plus 2, and do I double it?
So do 2d6 plus 2.
Okay. I have rolled
I
an
mean,
8
these successes
and a
crit fails.
3.
So
I
total.
rolled a 1 plus 2, and then a. So for both of my things, I've rolled the lowest possible and the highest possible.
Yeah, nice. So that's what 11.
Should be 9
Yeah.
damage. Shouldn't it? So it's the 2d6 plus then 2. So it's 7 plus 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
7
you
plus
don't
2.
get the plus 2 at the
So that's,
end.
yeah, that's
Okay,
right. So
thank
9
you.
damage. Yeah, you just swipe out at this thing just with one of your claws and just like scrape off and detach a chunk of its mass.
I'm going to growl and snarl and slobber.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. Sounds great. It is this thing's turn yet again. And with Loris face to face, this thing is not relenting and it slams out again and again.
oh fucker.
Okay, yeah,
But you
cool.
have it.
That's
halve
true.
it.
That's true. So it does a roll of a 10. Its first vine just whips out and misses. The second one just slams down onto Loris's shoulder, doing a total of 14 damage. But thankfully, he managed to withstand a little bit of that, only taking 7 damage.
So Loris just takes it on the shoulder, moves back, looks back at him, smiling all the way through it.
Yeah, and those crocodiles, American, they'll probably get another
Oh,
turn as
damn.
well.
Oh, damn. Thank you for reminding me. I'm the worst druid in the world.
Forgetting all about our creatures.
I will eventually not remind you.
Oops, I rolled the wrong thing. Hang on. I rolled a crit fail for
Okay.
5. And then, what did I do? I can't see. I rolled a...
9.
No, that was the wrong one.
Oh, that's wrong. Then it's, oh.
And then I rolled a 6.
Okay, so they both bite out. One of them bites out and manages to snap down onto the portcullis. Can you just give me like a D4?
They have advantage, by the way.
Oh yeah, they actually do.
Advantage.
You guys need to.
Again, I'm the worst druid in the world. Let me re-roll those one more time and see if they actually
Okay.
hit this time.
No, they
What
do
have I
too.
rolled this time?
Oh wait, one of them manages
I rolled,
to
yeah.
bite onto some of these vines. What's their damage?
So I rolled an 8 and a 21. Oh, shoot. So many rolls. So it's
Oh,
1d6
Very
plus 2, is that right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Is it? What is your?
I don't know. I've got 2 animal character sheets to worry about it as at the same time. This is obscene.
Is it? It's a 1d6, right? It's 1d6 plus 2.
Maybe.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna
That's
say.
what the bear has. I don't know.
The
Okay.
damage before was 1d10 plus 2
Oh, okay. So
for the
I will do
alligators.
that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I have rolled 11 damage.
Okay, perfect. This whatever it bit onto, it like wiggles loose this pretty decent chunk of this vine and just pulls out this almost something that was wrapped right into its core, and just pulls it out of this mound and discards it behind, doing, because that was a decent amount, 11 damage there.
Whoa.
That's huge.
Not bad.
It is the
Flanking rolls
Baron's.
are all right, eh?
It's the Baron's
Yeah.
turn.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
Poor Baron. Spent.
Hey, Morley,
Baron!
shoot it! And I'm gonna
Alright.
attempt my cantrip again. Toll the dead with my
Another one.
staff.
He's still gonna fire off some shots.
Well, he just has to resist this way with a
All right.
wisdom save of 15.
And what's his modifier? Yeah, he rolled a total of 16.
Stink. I'm gonna shamble away towards Morley, but pointing for Morley to go towards it.
I'll leave.
I'm just standing next to Morley at the moment.
Okay, good. Bill, back to you.
Seeing the pieces of this creature kind of fall by the wayside, like just kind of slop off one after the other from all these attacks. I'm just gonna call out and say, "Hey, guy, don't lose your shit." And he needs to save against a wisdom throw of 15.
He has rolled a 19.
All right, he saves.
He saves.
And nothing happens.
Any movement from Bill?
No, I'm gonna stay there.
Okay, great. We're back with Morley.
I kind of what's the word, like kind of usher Baron past me a little bit into the stairwell because I can see he's not in good shape. And then I'll take a step out here, and once again, for the third time, I will repeat my pleas to the rest of the party. Get yourselves out of here! Can you not see? You've not got a chance! And then I'll fire off a crossbow at it.
Okay. Roll to hit. Okay, cool. It manages to just soar in between Mirakin and Loris and just hit this slowly. It looks smaller than the last time you saw it. It's taking up a lot less of that room now, and it just again straight into the side of this thing.
You know what's coming, don't you?
Oh god!
Oh, sneak attack!
Oh,
Hello!
Whoa!
Oh, it's crit.
yeah, that is amazing. So that bolt just pushes straight into this thing and drills a hole right through it. You can see, like, Loris can just see this hole appear in it before it, like, closes in on itself, almost like filling that gap, but shrinking further into that hallway. Now, there's now there's now like a literal, like a foot gap between this thing and the top of that corridor now.
Take that.
Loris, back with you.
Yeah, so with the Bardic Inspiration, I can use it on attacks. Is it as well as damage, or just a 1d8 on attack rolls?
It's attacks and ability checks.
Right. Okay, so, and I can call it afterwards, yeah?
You can, you roll the dice and then decide whether you want to add it to it.
Okay. So I plan on using it, so I'll roll the d8 now.
Okay.
Just so you've got the number sitting. It's a 2.
Okay.
So I'll add 2 to one of my attacks at
Okay.
some point if I need to. So there's 1, there's 2, 19 and 15. So I'm going to add the 2 to my second attack.
All right.
So it makes it a 19 doing 9 and a 17 doing 12.
You actually get advantage on both of those rolls as well, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks
So
for
those,
flanked.
they're
Oh,
flanked.
yeah. Flanked. Alrighty. All right, I'll roll them again just because I like rolling dice. That's a 24 and they're in a 15, so
It's the same sort of result. So you got
same as
24
yeah.
and 17 since you added 2 to it. So that's a total of
Yeah.
21 points of damage. Are you just doing the same sort of like just laying into it
Same
with light bringing?
laying to waste with that mace, yeah.
Okay. Perfect. And with each swipe, each of those 2 swipes, you are knocking bits of this thing off it with each swipe, and it's just sort of like sloughing down onto the ground in front of you. Any movement from Loris?
No.
Ignoring Morley's words completely. Mirakin.
Absolutely. Not even hearing Morley's words, to be fair.
Classic barbarian. This time, I'm not going to forget the alligators, and I'm going to roll with them first with advantage.
Okay.
All right. So. Ah, shoot.
So it's a 6.
I rolled 2 of them incorrectly,
Oh, what?
which is fun.
One's at the D10.
So I rolled a 6, a 21. It's because of roll
Wait,
20.
we just add 4s to these middle 2.
No, because it's a D20. Those are D10s.
Right, gotcha.
So I rolled a 6, a 21, a 13, and a 17. So I guess a 21 and a 17.
Cool. Both of those are hits.
Nice.
And so what's
Get
that?
him.
D10 plus 2, was it?
That's a good question. Hang on. Yep. 1d10 plus 2 piercing damage. This time you're not going to get me roll 20.
Got him.
It keeps moving things around.
It does?
Yeah, because I'm the advanced dice roller, and it goes crazy when you click one. Don't worry about it. I rolled a 3 and a 4.
So again, these things just snap out, and this time they're just sort of like biting. There's much less of it nearby to grab onto, and it's just like snapping at bits of these vines. And what's Mirakin up to?
Same thing that... Oh, hang on. Same thing that Berrican's always up to. Getting caught up in a rage and doing her best to lay waste.
All right, roll
so
with
I'm going to
advantage.
slash out again with advantage. Love this advanced dice roller. Okay. Rolling a 21.
Okay, cool. That is a hit as well.
I just realized I have this actually set up somewhere on Roll20 to do automatically.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I feel your pain. Okay. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying, Mama. Say something that's not
You just get this ready
watching
when
me
it's
fail
not,
at Roll20.
when it's not your turn. You just get this stuff all set up with their buttons.
I actually do, but it makes you reset every time you roll a different thing, doesn't it? I rolled an 8.
Okay. Okay, this thing is starting to not look very good at all. I mean, it always looked pretty bad, but it's looking even worse now. It's filling up maybe 3/4 of this corridor now, but it is the mound's turn. Yet again, it is.
Is
Is
it still taking those fire damages on each of its turn, or does it just not taking them anymore?
it was the water that it kicked up. It was.
It just extinguished any kind of.
He's already very resistant to fire. He was walking around in water, and he rolled very well a couple of those Constitution throws, and unfortunately, it just went out. Sorry.
It did look
just
cool
wanted
though
to
when we
check.
did
Just
that
wanted to
sweet
check.
combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's furious, and it just furiously lashes out again. Oh, at Loris.
It's rolling so well.
Okay, so this is
Yeah.
both of these are hits, right? The 24 and a 26.
Yeah.
So it does a total of 21 damage to Loris. And
Halves.
well, yeah, it's not the main thing though. It just as it hits with both of these vines, it wraps around both of Loris's arms, and it just pulls him inside of it.
Whoa.
Loris is now inside the shambling mound.
Oh no!
I'm just going to move him off the board. I'll let you know what that means when we get to your turn, Loris. But it is
How
now.
much damage do I need to take? So it's 3 and...
It was a total of 21, so 11 damage.
11, okay. Let's do that.
And it just slowly moves into the room. and it just sort of like shambles past, and it's trying to just get into position within that room at the moment. And that's its turn.
Did
Baron.
that just trigger an opportunity attack?
It's still from
American
Still
and
within
American
range.
it's still within
and
5 feet of you guys, of both Bill and American.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the Baron's turn now.
Well, I'm freaking out seeing it breach the wall, basically. Fucking hell. The only thing I can do really is toll the dead, because otherwise I'll hit everybody else with the...
Yeah, cool.
So, yeah, toll the dead. Wisdom saving throw of 15.
Let's see how this one goes. You fail.
Oh, okay. I'll roll 2d12. Double Stevens. 14.
Oh, nice. Cool.
What happened to the
14
cool
necrotic
animation?
damage. Oh yes, I'll play my.
I've been playing it for the people in stream.
Oh, nice.
That did not play at all for us. Okay, I played it
I
for
was like, how when you
It was a
told
black
it.
screen. I haven't tried it for ages. I've got 2 of them.
So
I like how when he tells the dead, he usually goes, bong.
Yeah.
And I just think,
Bong.
of course, the Baron would say that. You'd love that.
so
It's
yes,
from the bong.
so yeah, you did what, 14 necrotic damage to it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. It's still standing, but parts of it it's leaving like dead leaves behind it as it has made its way across this room into that position.
Cool. Okay, well, I'm going to pat Morley on the back and say, "You're a good man, Morley." And then I'm going to leave up the stairs to the top of the stairs there, to the west.
Like
I
right
can
to the
still
top.
not very far. I can still see everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Bill, it is your turn. You've just seen this thing grab Loris and then just sort of roll over him and absorb him into its mass.
Drawing up my rapier, I'm going to plunge it into the monster, trying to avoid where I think Loris might be.
So you're kind of like shaving its sides.
Well,
Well,
magic tricks with
if I've
someone in
seen
the
it-
box.
If I've seen it absorb him,
Yeah.
I guess like I have a fair idea about where he might be inside of this mound,
Sure, yeah.
and I just want to plunge my rapier in, not into the not center mass.
Okay. Give us a roll to hit.
I'm just gonna say, "Let go, my friend, you piece of shit." Is he flanked?
Not quite, no.
Not with Morley and
He
or
should-
American on
It's got to
different
be.
sides.
It's got to be on opposite sides, not different
Bill,
sides.
Does he
about
still
Bill and
get advantage
Morley?
because I'm there?
Sorry,
Can you
was-
flank from inside?
No.
Well, technically speaking, if I'm still within 5 feet of the base, my rage is still in effect, so
That's
he gets
true.
advantage anyway.
Oh yeah. Okay, you get advantage thanks to Dave still being in a raged state.
Well, Bill and Morley on either sides. So
So
Didn't help much anyway.
What was your first roll? A crit fail? Oh, that would have been beautiful because that would have hurt Loris.
Just right in the eyeball.
100%. But a roll of a 9. I think it's the fact that you know Loris is in there that you're a little bit uncertain about where you should be aiming this thing, and you just kind of you're off to the side a little bit and miss completely.
Not my usual confident self. I just plunge the sword in very tenderly.
He just slides gently in between a few of the vines and doesn't really do any damage. Morley, you've this thing has just absorbed Loris and made its way right up to you.
Morley is pretty dismayed that the crew have not heeded his repeated calls to retreat. But at the same time, when Baron kind of shuffled past and said, "You're a good man," he was like, this is my crew now. I'm going down with the ship. So he pulls his short sword out with a kind of like a flick of the wrist and gets it ready to strike. And he's just going to the depths with you, you foul beast, and just ram it in like a gentleman.
Yeah. Give us a roll to ram.
Is this with advantage as well?
Yeah. This is with advantage.
Ooh.
24.
And you know what? I'm going to sneak attack that motherfucker.
Oh, of course you are.
Oh, yes.
So I got a 24.
Doing 5 plus 11, which is 16.
16.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Great. You managed to cleave off a decent chunk of this thing, and it
Yeah.
and it sort of has to catch its balance, thanks to you having lopped this part of its body off, and yeah, it sort of stumbles down. And for a moment, you think you see Loris within those vines, but you're not quite sure. Loris, what I'm going to need from you're now blinded, restrained, you're unable to breathe, and I'm going to need to get a Constitution saving throw from you. You're going to need to roll pretty high for this.
Ooh,
Just as
do you
well I
have
have,
an
like-
inspiration?
No, but I have +6 on my Constitution saving throw, so
Sweet.
you
Ooh,
know,
that's good.
if this is a bad throw. That's a 25.
Whoa.
Nice.
Okay, cool. You managed to not take any damage from this thing moving with its vines around you,
Wow.
but you still can't see. You're completely restrained and you're unable to breathe. So there's, I don't think with a restrained state you're able to attack with any. I think you can do with
I still have my head.
disadvantage. I think.
Eat it from within.
I'm just gonna have a quick check just to make sure.
Just eat shit.
Yeah, literally.
So, sorry, I'm just double checking. Restrained.
Surely you have to do like a strength saving thing or something to get out of being restrained.
No, he's within. There's no getting out of this thing.
Whatever,
What the
you just
hell?
die.
As long as he doesn't take damage, he'll be fine.
They can't breathe.
He'll
Yeah,
be fine.
is there a
an issue.
suffocation damage thing going on? I mean, I do require breathing. I mean, I could
It's only
probably
for
hold my
6
breath for maybe
seconds.
30 seconds, but
Pop your lips out its butthole. Like a quick breather.
Yeah, I'm going to say there's Loris. There's nothing you can do at the moment. But at least
crazy.
you didn't take damage. Murican, it is your turn.
Okay.
just before you do, Martin,
Sure.
with my rage, if I don't attack or take damage, my rage fades. Is that how you want to rule it?
That is correct.
That's fine. That's good. I just wanted to make sure.
Murican.
Cool. Carry on.
So my first question is, can the crocodiles get through the... What's it?
They can't get through that portcullis.
Well, they're useless now.
Is that a concentration spell?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And you can maintain those when you're in wild shape.
Yeah, cool.
Well, I guess I'll stop concentrating on that.
Mm-hmm.
But most importantly, I'm very afraid. Seeing Loris get absorbed. I'm gonna attack again. Did you just say your rage has faded? Or
The rage has.
so why was that?
Because
Basically, I've got to be attacking or taking damage to continue the rage.
Oh.
Because if I don't attack,
Sucks.
I just kind of calm down, apparently, even though I'm in the
Okay.
middle of a piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna circle around next to Morley towards the stairs, and it's also I want to know. Please tell me Scallywags has fled with the Baron.
well, it's been in that room.
Scallywag.
I'm going to say it's currently cowering in the stairs. It went running up with Morley when Morley was up the stairs, and hadn't managed to go back down into that room when Morley went back into the room. So it's sort of whimpering near the Baron at the moment.
Okay, well that's a relief. I'm just gonna do my bear thing with
Okay.
advantage because it's flanked between me and Bill.
It certainly is.
Rolled a 21 for 9 slashing damage.
You've rolled twice there.
Oops, I rolled twice out of habit. Sorry.
But that 17 is a hit anyway. With 8 damage. And again, just more of this comes off in your claws. And it seems to with it kind of doesn't deflate, but it loses a bit more of its height, and you can see like an elbow of Loris's like out one of the sides of this thing, and it is this mound's turn again, and this time it's now got both Morley and Mirakin in front of it, and it just slams out with these vines, one at Morley and then one at Mirakin, and it's rolled a 15 for Morley. What's your AC there, Morley?
Meets beats.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was going to be really cool.
I actually understood what you said perfectly, and I thought it was very cool.
It was very cool.
American. Yeah. My AC is 15,
okay.
Which meets the attack, which means the attack now beats it, I believe.
That is correct.
That was pretty cool, wasn't it?
That was. You've made it. You made it
cool when you explain the rules.
Yeah.
Can I use Uncanny Dodge to halve its damage?
How does Uncanny Dodge work?
Starting at 5th level, when an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to halve the attack's damage.
You totally can. So instead of taking 14 bludgeoning damage from this vine, you manage to just move a little and just withstand a bit of that a bit better. So you've taken 7 bludgeoning damage.
At the last second, I turn and it hits the...
Berikin, this rolled a 23 against you and has hit Berikin for 13 damage.
Yes.
Yes. Good. Baron, it is your turn at the top of the stairs.
Berikin looks hurt.
Okay, good. Berikin, ouchie.
Toll the Dead.
How many spell slots do you have?
It's a cantrip.
Cantrip, man.
Okay, that makes sense.
All my other ones, they're not going to do anything good against this thing.
It fails.
Oh, yeah. Should have my dice ready. Here's 2d12.
Make them good.
11 total.
Okay, this thing got hurt by that, and like a quarter of what's remaining of it just sloughs off onto the ground, rotten. And you can now see another arm or a leg or something of Loris's hanging out of this creature.
Mm-hmm. It's growing arms and legs.
And we're back with Bill now.
What proportion of this creature is now Loris?
Very like only like 5%. You can only see like a hint of an elbow and a hint of like a bit of skin on his leg.
5%
of this entire creature. Oh, so as in, what do you mean? Of what you can see, or what?
Like of
volume,
the
volumetric.
Yes.
What? Like, do you want to know how big this thing is?
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out like if I stabbed it, what are my chances of hitting Loris?
You know he's in there. But you don't know in what kind of shape or part of this thing it is currently in.
You can see an arm and a leg.
You can see the arm.
You can pull him out.
But it's only a hint of those things.
Yeah, just pull them off.
Well,
pull out.
The Baron already did that.
No.
No.
He didn't get any release at all.
Very different move.
Right, I attempt to pull him off. I slip my sword inside the creature.
Nice. All right, give us a roll to rapier.
Is he flanked?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I'll use advantage. It's a 20.
Cool. Doing 6 damage. There's something about the way that you've attacked this, Bill, that is just right. There's a lot more. You've been seeing everybody like carving off bits and pieces, but you managed to like stab in with the rapier and you push into something that's a little harder. And you worry for a moment if it was a part of Loris because it's slightly different than the rest of this thing. And it just stops and it just starts falling away from Loris and falling down onto the ground. And while it retains its color and you can still see parts of the vines and leaves, this thing has now just fallen away and lies what looks dead on the ground in front of you.
I want my turn. I want to go hard.
And
I would like to try to scatter as many leaves as I can with my feet.
I don't know if you can really like scatter things with this. You're just kind of pushing vines around and kicking the odd leaf. But the more that you kick, the more the thing just doesn't really seem to have any form. It's just vines on the ground now.
In that case,
And like there's like a like it's birthed Loris. He's like in the fetal position on the ground on top of this massive vines and filth.
over to Morley.
I'm gonna take my sword and kind of like slice around like any kind of goo or viney stuff that was on Loris. I'm gonna try and cut him free with my sword.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and you spend a couple of minutes cutting Loris free. And Loris, you're still awake. It didn't. You've now finally been able to take your first breath after, like, unexpectedly finding yourself within this thing for. It was only like 12 to 15 seconds, but holding your breath for that long, you weren't sure when you were going to breathe again.
Actually, this saves you the trouble of smearing the enemy on yourself after it's killed. It's already happened.
Yeah.
It smeared you on it.
Runs through my brain. Like, Loris is just sort of going to stand up in the middle of the space and kind of wipe the stuff out of his eyes. Try and swallow me.
Vera
Give
can
it a
just
bit
like
of
nod solemnly at Loris, like, "Yeah, we did it."
Yeah.
And I'm just going to give. I just want to give Morley a bit of a knowing look, as that kind of told you it was alive. Sort of. I just want you to know that I know that you know it was alive.
It's like, see? Yeah.
Molly kind of just clears his throat and just looks kind of sheepish.
You've all noticed that the chanting has stopped that moment. The rest of it got cut away from Loris. And there's just like a moment of quiet again in this section of the dungeon before you start hearing like the cracking of rock or something. Something's kind of like this loud crack just echoes out through this room. And then you hear the splashing of water coming from the south through that portcullis. And Bill, you take a look down that corridor and you just see big chunks of rock just falling down into this into that area you guys have just come from. And it looks like that room is slowly starting to collapse.
Morley's gonna kind of look American, Loris and Bill up and down and then say, "For the last time, let's get the fuck out of here," and start making his way to the stairs.
Is everyone following along?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast a spell. I don't know if I've done this one either. I'm gonna cast False Life at level 2.
Oh yeah.
And so that will give me 1d4 plus 9, I think.
What?
Sorry. It'll give me, 1d4 plus 9 life hit points back.
Yeah, cool. Sweet.
So 2 plus 9, so 11.
Nice.
It's a necromancy spell for giving me life.
Yeah. Cool.
And I'm going to definitely follow Morley.
Bill, American, Loris.
So the room that's kind of collapsing, is that just the water room or this room as well?
At the moment, it's that water room.
Baron, do we need to take any of these things?
Yeah, grab as much shit as you can. Not the shit in the middle, just the shit on the outside.
All right. He
Definitely the eyeball and stuff like that.
I'm gonna grab as much shit as I can.
Okay, cool. I think you managed to scoop up 5 things before the corridor between the room you're in and the portcullis just collapses down next to you.
I'm gonna grab that cool looking dagger in my mouth. I'm still
That's right, you're still a bear. Okay, yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, you run forward, grab that. Bill, we can talk about the things that you grab, but we'll show you that list later on. You can decide which of the 5 things that you grabbed. And you all make your way to the stairs where the ghouls that you killed were. And as you make your way up the stairs, the entirety of that room that you were just in starts closing down. Starts crumbling down and collapsing behind you. It looks like this whole dungeon area is going to go at any moment.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, at least we figured out that secret exit.
Yes, good thinking.
Morley
American.
reaches back and grabs his tri-corner hat
Yes!
from deep in the
Before the
rubble.
last rock hits it.
Awesome.
So you guys are making your way towards that trapdoor that you found?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you guys sprint across these, up the stairs and across these corridors, trying to find that room with the trapdoor. You get into it, and are you guys just bursting into that room? How are you, and sort of like...
I'm still carrying my keg, so...
Like that. Yeah.
Priorities.
Yeah. You guys make your way through that room with the skeletons and the statue. A brief memory of the room filled with these shadows comes to your thought as you make your way up the stairway towards this trapdoor. What kind of order are you guys in?
I'll bring up
it's-
the rear.
As seen.
Well, yeah, it looks
So
like
Morley's
more.
leading the way. Baron, myself, Bill, American.
Okay, that sounds good. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna set like something up just to make sure we keep track of that order. I think.
That sounds ominous.
Kind of, but not.
Seems
I'm
like-
just going to set something up, he says.
No, I'm just. No, don't worry, guys. Don't
Okay,
worry.
it doesn't matter in the end.
Would I?
Ticker tape parade.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
I was hoping, that there's people waiting behind, like, surprise! You did
Yeah,
it!
you did it. You won.
It was
now.
just an escape room. Just a glorified escape
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Morley, you crack open the trapdoor. So if you scroll down to the bottom left, you might need to bring your token, which was still upstairs, down to the ground floor, sort of just south of this fireplace here.
Damn, I had 45 before going down
Where's
that
the
step.
fireplace?
On the ground floor, bottom left of this map,
Oh yeah,
is the ground floor.
that's right.
So I'm just pinging the area where the trapdoor
Now,
was.
I have to ask, that was a ladder that we had to climb, right? So I probably would have to turn out of being a bear. I don't imagine that going well for a bear.
I reckon the
Bears can grip, can't they?
bears can climb
They
trees, can't they?
Yeah.
Depends how strong the ladder is, I
I
suppose.
guess yeah,
Fantasy.
big
It helped
husky,
me,
big
so
husky
surely
bear.
it's gonna hold you.
So let's just make sure at the moment, Morley, you're the first one to open up that trapdoor. And there's something different about this room. All of a sudden, the windows that used to be kind of just dirty that you couldn't really see through earlier are completely bricked up.
Bricked up.
They're completely bricked up. The door, as you look across from floor height across this room, the door is completely missing, but sliding between the frames of this doorway is just this metal scythe, just sliding past and then past. And there's instead, you might remember when you first entered this floor, it was pristine. It was completely clean. It looked like it had been cleaned like recently. Now it's in the same state as that third and fourth floor. There is just dust everywhere, and you can hear kind of scratching within the walls. The other thing that I need from you before you come up into this room is a Constitution saving throw.
From all of us.
Just Morley at the moment. He's the only one who's stuck his head up from there. Morley, that's a total of 6. You stick your head.
Oh, no, sorry, that was my initiative.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. Okay, 19. Great. You bring your head up and you quickly hold on to your breath. You just quickly hold on because you can see there's like a haze in this room. And you manage to catch just a small hint of like some sort of arsenic in the air before you quickly like put your hand over your mouth and hold your breath. As and it seems to be, you can see that haze emanating from the fireplace just on that eastern wall. So this room seems to be filled with this gas. There's dust and dirt everywhere. All of the hunting equipment that was there is just rotten and emaciated. The table is broken down. The chairs are rotten. And there's a completely different look to what you had before. Baron.
Does my wine look okay?
The wine that you took with you?
Yeah.
It still looks relatively the same, but the wood has visibly aged. The wood that it's been held with.
Probably even better now. Good news.
Instant price increase.
So Morley, with that, we're going to have the turn order on. What do you do?
So do we have to roll initiative?
No, I've put the order in the same order
I see.
that you had lined up. So Morley,
I'm the only one above the trapdoor right now.
Yeah, I'll just move these.
And I've got my hand over my over my face to avoid taking gas.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna, with my booted foot, I'm gonna kind of use my back heel and crash the trapdoor back down to keep them down there, to keep them out of the gas.
Okay. All right. So you're standing. So you're up in the room, and you've kicked this trapdoor down on top of the others.
Yeah.
And
I want to. I'll apologize for that later. What are those wooden structures that I can see in the room? Those kind of.
Like there's like a table and chairs and some wardrobes and stuff, but they are all just completely rotten and incredibly brittle looking.
All right. Doing a kind of a quick 360 of the room, every kind of window looks bricked up.
Yeah, the two windows behind you are completely bricked up.
All right, I'm going to, because I've slammed that door shut, which kind of impedes their progress up, and I'm going to leave it like that for just 10 seconds, and then I'm going to open the trapdoor back up again and put my hand up and start climbing back down.
Okay. All right, so the rest of you sort of make room for Morley as he shuts the trapdoor back down on top of him.
What are you doing, Morley? Go up.
There's some kind of noxious gas in the air. I don't know what it is, but it nearly knocked me bandy, man.
Jesus.
The place had completely transformed as well. It was rotten to the core.
Loris?
Noxious
Yes.
gas. It wasn't me.
All right.
Does anyone have any masks? I heard they're quite hard to get.
N95 on me.
I'm gonna transform out of bear form back into regular elf form, and I'm going to say, well, I do have some dominion over the winds. Perhaps I could gust it away as I have in the past.
Okay.
I like what you're saying, American.
I volunteer to go up and spread the gas away.
Yeah, cool. We can jump to
At
American.
least to try.
We can jump to American. So Morley, you've gone back downstairs. American, you're at the trapdoor, one hand above you, holding ready to burst up into the room.
Mm-hmm. Do I have to wait for anyone else to go?
No. We'll go straight to you.
Okay. I'm going to climb up and I'm going to wave my staff around and push the clean air up from where we've been into the room and try and dissipate the gas out of the room.
Yeah, you do it in one smooth motion. You like kick the you push the trapdoor open and a gust of wind comes up from behind you, and you can see that the gust is pushing all of this noxious gas and holding it close to the ceiling. And you're taking in this room as well. Everything is just rotten and dated, dusty, spider webs everywhere. You look around, the windows are bricked up and the walls look brittle and you can hear scratching within them. And there's just a big blade sliding back and forth within that door frame.
What the hell? Yikes. I'm gonna I have to look at the spell to see if I can maintain that actually. But I'm gonna I'm gonna. Well, I have to figure out how long I can maintain it before I call everyone into the poison gas.
It's a cantrip.
You
It's
might
a
have to
cantrip.
make a. Oh, so I can sort of maintain it.
I can say
I
that you
can
can
maintain the
maintain it.
gust.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say, everyone, come up. I've made it safe.
Okay, I'm going to put my head up.
Morley's clambering up.
Fish, say
Can I see where the
fish.
gas is coming from?
It's,
Say fish.
yeah, it's coming from that fireplace. It's just
Is
like
there any way, like, to cover the? Is it coming from the chimney or?
no, it looks
the-
like the rotten wood that is within that fireplace is just emanating this noxious gas.
Can I throw like my sweater on top of it? Try and cover it up. My precious sweater.
You can if you want to remove your sweater from your inventory. I mean, sure.
Well, it's like it's around my.
Oh, you've still
shoulders.
got that cloak. You've still got the cloak that you were wearing as well from the cultists.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Good think of.
Actually,
Okay, I'm wearing a cloak.
That's
Just
a
cloak.
That's a good thing, actually. Now, you remember your cloak, but Bill, you have suddenly noticed the moment that you opened that the trapdoor was opened, the top hat and the cloak you were wearing are just threadbare now. They have aged like 200 years in an instant. Yeah. But yes, you can take that cloak off, Baron, and throw that onto
But
the
mine
wall.
hasn't.
No, yours is fine.
Okay, so it tells me everything downstairs is not aged, and upstairs. Okay, yeah, I'm going to throw it over and see if I can cover the gas.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Firewood.
you throw that onto there. Unfortunately, it just kind of pushes. It slows it a little bit, but it's still pushing up through the fibers of the cloak a little. It's reducing it, but the American's gust is pushing what is coming through that up close to the ceiling.
What's with this scratching you were saying in the walls?
Yeah, there's like scratching coming from the walls, and these walls just look so brittle compared to how they looked before.
I'm just going to yell, "Look, bash through the wall to the west."
Who are you yelling at?
Anyone who looks like they're game to bash through it. Oh, come on, bash through it.
I wonder if there's anyone here who's good at bashing.
Norris can dive through a wall. He'll love it.
Is that where the scratching's coming from?
Yeah, they're coming from the walls.
Well, that sounds very dangerous.
Dolores.
Because with this axe or the swinging thing is over the door, yeah,
Yeah, there's just like this massive blade swinging back and forth through that doorway.
swinging.
Yeah.
and that looks pretty solid.
That blade looks beautiful. Yeah. Looks very sharp.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah. Okay, so Loris is just gonna sort of come out of the trapdoor, tell Morley and American to kind of stand aside, and he's just gonna basically take a running charge at this wall that I've just pinged.
Okay, yeah, great. So sort of next to that wardrobe. Give us a strength athletics check.
An athletics check.
Yeah.
Okay. Athletics. Oh yeah, good. He rolls a 17.
Yeah, perfect. You just charge straight through that wall, just head down, shoulder in, and just push, crashing through into that sort of foyer area that you were in before. Scurrying out of those walls, right behind you is just a swarm of rats that just comes pouring out of that and into the position behind you. I'll give you that's probably your action, actually. I was going to say give you an action, but now there's just a swarm of rats right behind you, and they just they're kind of on top of you as well. You've crashed straight through them, and they just start biting at a bunch of different parts of your body, your shoulders and neck and stuff. But they can't seem to, I guess the speed that you're traveling, just as they latch on and they go to bite, they just all fall off and fall onto the ground behind you. Cool. Let's move through. Morley, let's go back to you.
Well, that's disgusting.
Seeing those rats all over Loris.
But there's now a perfect Loris-shaped hole in that wall into the foyer.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, perfect. I'm just going to follow through and I'm going to start with my sword, just dispatching rats.
Yeah, give us a roll to hit. It's like one of those rat kings, all their tails have gotten like entwined.
Yeah.
And it's just like a.
Oh, awesome.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, it's a real thing.
How can that be real?
I think it's German folklore.
Because rats are disgusting.
So what was that? A roll of a 7. Unfortunately, Morley, that is
How humiliating.
clang into some of the brittle wall and take a chunk of it off. But yeah, that's not very good. Loris, we'll go back to you.
Oh, awesome. So after brushing these kind of rats off and sort of having them fall behind me, I'm just going to start stamping on them.
Okay.
Like, with my feet, just stomping around.
Give us an unarmed strike then, I guess.
Yeah. I think I have an arm somewhere down here. I do. Twice. 1, 2. So an 11 and a 9. Fuck, these things move quick.
Yeah, they're darting about, but you do manage to like squash like 5 of them beneath your feet. But there still seems to be like a good dozen or more scuttling around at your feet. Baron, over to you.
Well, does it look like this mansion is starting to disintegrate like downstairs was?
No, this doesn't seem to be. You can hear some further rocks falling beneath you, but everything up here seems to still be relatively solid, although incredibly aged.
Okay. In that case, I'm not as panicked, but I want to get out of this gassy. Does it look like there's clearer air out by the...
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any sort of gas in that room to the west. You take a look through where that blade is sort of passing through, and that room seems to be filled with this sort of same gas.
Oh, that room's filled with...
The room to the north,
well.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to just attempt to run over the top of the rats.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't know if that does any damage or... Look.
Give us an unarmed attack, just a simple unarmed strike for running across them all.
No, don't add anything. That's a 12 without anything.
Cool. And so that'll be maybe like you manage to like crush one as you run across them.
Okay. And to the south, does it look like it's a clear open door? Or?
That door also has just these big blades just like slashing down across them.
Oh.
But past them, you can see outside, and there's no fog pressing up against
There's no fog.
the external door now.
Shit. And how slow are these blades? Does it look like it's I could run through it without just getting wiped out? Or?
I mean, you could definitely try and run through, but you're going to have to be quick.
Ooh.
How quick?
Don't.
16 or a 17 quick.
Like, yeah, you're going to need to roll over 15.
Shit.
Don't be running into no blades now. Come on.
Yeah,
now.
I'm not going to run into the blades. I'm just going to catch my breath here and step to the north away from the rats a little bit, and that's all.
What I'll get from you then, Baron, you can spend your turn sort of just watching these blades for a bit. Can you give me an intelligence check?
Certainly. A 1.
Okay. Yeah, like you're just going to spend some time watching them. You're hoping to find a gap in it, you know?
Possible.
Yeah.
It just looks like there's way too many blades.
It seems almost too quick. Bill, over to you.
Seeing this horde of rats pour out from this wall, and just going to go over here and attempt to skewer a bunch of them with my sword.
Okay, cool. Roll to skewer.
Rat shish kebab.
And a 13 is enough. And you just spend like a little time just like slicing through like a good dozen of these things on the floor, leaving only a handful of rats. Handful of rats? Which, I don't know. Like,
I want a handful of rats. American's like feeling bad that the rat's getting killed. She's just like, the babies are just hungry.
Who's got the cheese? Who's got the cheese ring?
Yeah.
Um,
Like rifling through my pockets for a bit of spare cheese.
American, we'll jump over to American.
Can I roll for cheese?
Sure. You've still got that cheese ring, don't you?
But I feel like I have to spend the whole turn just maintaining us not getting poisoned with gust.
Right.
But I am going to roll for cheese.
All right. I'd
I've
say
already
it's
rolled it.
I'm not sure. What are you trying to do with the cheese?
I'm just looking for cheese that I can throw it to the rats.
You're looking for cheese in this room?
In my pockets.
In your pockets. Let's say you find some cheese, thanks to the cheese ring that you've been wearing for the last few years.
Oh God, I've been wearing it the whole. Oh wow!
What do you?
I haven't been using
it
for fear of smelling bad.
What are you wanting to do with the cheese?
Throw it to the rats.
Like just straight at the rats.
Yeah.
Okay, you throw the cheese at the rats, and the rats start just momentarily distracted, start chewing on the cheese. There we go.
The babies were just hungry.
Morley, your turn.
Important question.
Yeah.
Where is Scallywag?
That is a good question. I'm going to say that after you went back down to tell the others and let American go up, you've picked up Scallywag and you've got him under one arm.
Oh.
He doesn't seem 200 years old now.
No, no. Scallywag is totally fine.
All right, I'm going to
imagine if you come up and he's just a skeleton and you're like,
How old is that dog here?
A lot.
He's 1,000.
A million.
I'm gonna give Scallywag a little scratch behind the ears, and then I'm gonna say, "Chase the rats away, boy! Chase them away!" And I'm gonna put Scallywag on the floor.
Okay, great. Scallywag drops to the ground and just runs into this pile of rats and grabs one, crushes it in his jaw, and just starts just tearing, throwing his head back and forth. And the other rats just freak out, and they just run back into the walls in fear with their cheese, but for fear of this insanely
Tom and Jerry shit.
yeah, it's incredibly violent dachshund, sausage dog. Okay, so the rats are gone. I'm going to let you guys decide what you want to do at this point, but you can see through these swinging blades outside.
Actually, the wall.
yeah, just take out the boarded windows.
Throw Loris through the.
What the blade is? How there's one blade, two blade.
There's two blades kind of swinging back and forth in this.
And
double.
they're on it's like a poleaxe or something that's swinging from the roof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I just with my own axe swing at the pole to break it?
Oh, the pole that's holding them is steel as well. So this whole thing is just beautifully crafted, sharp steel.
I want to posit that we should avoid the swinging blades by just taking the boards off the window and going through the window.
Oh no, there's no windows in this room.
No windows, yeah.
Also,
but there are in this room that lead outside.
Yeah, they've been just completely bricked up, not boarded.
Bricked up, not boarded up.
Yeah.
Does the external wall looking any strength like this wall to the west of us? Is that looking fragile?
These aren't even remotely as brittle as the interior walls are.
Is the shaft sharp of the?
No. It's just a metal shaft.
Okay. All right. Time to shine, baby. I got a plan. All right. On my person, I have a hempen rope, coiled at my side. Let's say I'm going to unfurl the rope, and I'm going to try and get it in a kind of a horseshoe pattern, and kind of fling out the horseshoe with. So I'm holding it here, and the horseshoe's going out, kind of. So the thing's coming down, and it's like a horseshoe wrap. Do you know what I'm sort of saying?
No, you're trying to get it, you're going to try and catch this.
I'm
flick
going
it
to
up
try and
underneath.
Lift the rope so it kind of catches the pole. So I'm going to pull back on the pole to try and stop the swinging motion.
Okay. So
I see you go flying with it.
So to do that, it would have to go underneath the scythe, and you'd have to bring it up at the right time so that it doesn't get cut by this scythe.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need a dex check from you. It's the same dex check you would get, maybe with a different dex, instead of athletics or acrobatics, it's just a straight dex. But you're still going to need to roll high for this.
I'm a pretty dexterous fella. let me tell you.
The last time someone said that, they fell on their faces.
I'm a pretty undexterous fella. Let me tell you.
With a roll of a 9, you make this little horseshoe shape, and you flick it out to try and catch one of these scythes, and both scythes just come in at the exact same time, and they just cut that rope. And both of
I
the
was so
ends-
excited when you're like, I have a plan.
Wait.
He's like, now I've got 2 25-foot ropes that I'm
Yeah. I'm going to turn around to the party like I meant to do this and say, 2 ropes now. Twice as good. And then I'm going to toss one of the ropes to Bill. Like that was my plan all along.
Can we just jam something metal in between them? Get them to clang against each other?
Right,
I've
you
only
got
got a
time.
glass staff. Anyone got anything? Metal?
Not that's
What's
going to
that?
stop that. That's quite a big sized. Like if they're swinging quite fast,
Yeah.
it's going to take something fairly strong to stop them, and not the reverberate. Like,
Yeah.
What
What
about
about
those big cats in the previous room? Are they like metal? They were metal sculptures, weren't they, or something?
They're the only sort of sculptures that you can see. Don't look at anything like what you've remembered them to look like. Everything is just in this huge brittle state of nothing metal anywhere in that room either. They were actual heads of animals when you first went into that hunter's room.
Can I use like an investigation or something to see if I can figure out
Yeah, give us
what's triggering these mechanisms?
give us an investigation check.
Okay, does anyone want to have a discussion with me to help?
I would.
Okay.
do that.
Think let's put 2 heads together.
Yeah, let's roll with advantage on this.
AKA roll with advantage on my +0 investigation roll.
Okay, with a roll of 17, you discern that there's no way to disarm these things.
Just
Okay, there's-
perpetual motion.
These things
Seems to be no way to disarm these things.
whatever is driving these things are so well hidden and away that there's going to be no way to disarm them.
Fuck this place.
Yeah, I'm like thinking, I could just misty step to the other side of them, but it's not going to help anyone else.
So I had a 3rd level spell slot I could just boost out of here.
Yeah. The magic users just like teleport out and like, bye.
I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but what about the kids?
Do you mean the dead kids, Bill?
the pile of bones.
Yeah, the dead,
I mean, we did already know that.
the ones that we promised that we would help.
Well, American promised that she'd be back.
Why is it bad news? I think we helped them. I don't know if that was the evil that they were talking about, but it was pretty evil.
It was pretty evil.
Should we not go back to check on them, given
That's a
our
good
path
idea.
forward is kind of stopped?
Loris, you look to the north, towards with the northern room there, and again, there's just those 2 scythes on that northern door into the room next to you as well. Every doorway in this place has been replaced with these swinging scythes,
Some fucking
That's
interior.
how-
and you can see through past those scythes that room is just filled with that gas as well.
Does anyone have a brick-based spell?
Mold brick.
I have a mold brick spell.
I'm going to attempt to run through.
Okay.
What do you reckon? What do you think? Should I run through?
No!
Don't do it,
I-
Baron.
You're crazy!
You're a madman.
Scythes on every door. What are we going to stay here?
Stay here all night.
This is our home now.
Yeah.
This is where we live.
Our
Staying here
poison
with the
gas
rat.
scythe home. I could get cozy here.
I want to leave.
You can
I
give
think
would
we
like-
should just try and brute force our way out.
You can give
through
me an
those
acrobatics roll if you want to take a dive through it.
Well, everyone's telling me that it's a foolish idea. I'm not the most acrobatic guy.
How much
Do it.
HP do you have?
19 now. That's pretty good.
How much damage could a couple of scythes do?
How much damage could a couple of sides do?
and the pendulum. It's just going to cut me directly in half now. I was brave for a moment.
Tell you what, Baron, I'll throw you through if you want.
Wait, where are the sides? Are they here?
No.
Door.
In those the doors, the doorways. So there's in between, where doors would be.
Okay.
I've got a crowbar.
Just put that in the fucking between the middle.
With your hand, yeah.
I'm just going to go into the other room and start attacking the bricks with thorn whip. See if that does anything. Oops, I did the wrong thing. Never mind. I didn't mean that. Oh, a crit failed. That's fun.
Cool.
Like you whip out with your thorn whip and it barely scratches these bricks. It would take you a good maybe 15, 20 minutes to bust through these bricks. You could probably do it, but it would take some time. And you do notice that this room, you can only push this gas up so far, and it's now come down a couple of feet into this room. So that room, despite your gust, is still filling this room now from the top down.
I'm going to yell, the gas is filling the room! Maybe you should run after it.
Shaped hole.
What's that? Sorry, Loris?
Is the gas coming through into the other room, or is it staying in the same?
Not yet.
Loris, come smash this bit.
Nah.
In the original room to the south.
And I start trying to kick the wall.
Yeah.
All right, so
Loris, give me a strength with advantage, thanks.
strength with advantage.
Why is it with advantage?
Because Bill's helping him out.
Oh, because he's helping, right?
Yeah.
14.
A 14 is enough, and you just start kicking this wall with Bill, and together you just dislodge this big chunk of wood and just punch a hole through into that little area that the opening of this house.
Yeah.
Step through, yeah.
Are there any axes swinging here?
Behind you, just behind you, between the foyer and the sort of opening of this house that you found yourself in. And you're looking now, you're now at the doorstep of the Durst's house. And you're looking out to a quiet, still foggy, but not like a wall of fog. It's not that wall of fog that was guiding you through that pathway. It's not the wall of fog that was pushing you towards this house. That has now dissipated, but there's still just a fog in the air over this view of Barovia that you've walked out onto. It still looks to be... it looks to be late in the afternoon now, but the light that's coming through the thick clouds above you doesn't feel like you're getting a lot of light. It's not like a normal overcast day. The clouds are thick above you. And you look out across to one of the houses opposite, and silhouetted on the roof of this house is the shape of just a silhouette of a man. And it's just this clapping.
Oh, fuck hell.
And it just transmutes down into the small bat and flies away into the sky. And that's where we're going to leave it tonight.
We did it!
We live!
We did it, team! We did it!
We beat the house.
We got a golf clap.
You got a golf clap, yeah.
That we got some wine.
Anything else?
We got some weird artifacts. I call it a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone else join in that slow clap?
No, it was just everybody just going, yeah! And everyone, the kids come out, and then the Spectre takes off her mask, and it's just like, old man Brady, and he comes in, they're all like, you did it! And that was...
Man.
We got pranked.
That was the death house.
That fucking
Big
decay
time.
thing. What the
Hate
hell?
that poison gas prank, eh?
Yeah, that house is amazing. I was so unsure if you guys were going to remember the trapdoor. Like, I was like, if this could be interesting if they don't remember that trapdoor.
So theoretically, if we'd just gone through the main entrances, we're going to walk into a room with every door swinging
If you guys had gone up to the 4th floor, what you experienced on that ground floor would have been the entire house.
Holy crap!
Wow. How do you escape that? That's fucking.
Wow. And I'm.
What?
We almost didn't check that door because we were so triggered by doors at that point. We're like, just leave it, guys. I don't know. It's probably a monster.
Yeah. Bill, I'm stoked that you thought of smashing that wall. Like, I was like, God, how long are these guys going to be stuck not wanting to run through? Or I thought everybody's just going to run through these scythes. And
Hell no.
that would have been really hard. Like, it would have been a very high roll and a lot of damage. So
I think once Loris had realized that he could charge through a wall, and that other wall was the same kind of wall.
Yeah.
It was like, why didn't we just go through that wall in the first place?
Well, for some reason, I thought about that at first, and I thought, no, it's metagaming. I wouldn't know that goes out to the foyer. But
That's
now,
fair.
once we go out, you're right. You go, hey, that's next to that part.
Well, some people know where they are positionally inside of the building as well.
Very good.
That would not be me, but
Especially dwarves.
No, I was in the warehouse in Lyle Bay with my wife once, and she was like, and I was like, oh, where are you? And she's like, oh, I'm on the north side. I was like, we're in a fucking warehouse. How do you know where north is?
oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah.
She should play
She just
D&D.
acted like it was completely normal to know.
Yeah.
I don't know where
Wow.
North was.
She might be a druid or a ranger or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably
Taking
Damn.
her into a cave, like deep underground.
Yeah, you need to test that out. That's one you need to check on.
Yeah.
Did you check that it actually was the north side? just
I
believe-
did actually. I downloaded a compass app on my phone, pointed it towards north, and walked that way until I
wow.
found it.
Oh my lord.
Right. She couldn't just say, I'm with the DVDs.
Well, I mean, she could have.
What a
But
badass.
she chose to be more accurate and say, I'm at the north end of the store. Which, you know,
Is she the Riddler? Are you married to the Riddler?
Full, like,
We'll need a
coordinate.
very special set of tools to find
I love the fact that your wife was in the warehouse
find a compass.
and gave you directions like, yeah, you're just going to set a heading for 272 degrees north.
Were you at the time part of an orienteering group?
See, the fucked up thing is, she thinks that's the most normal thing in the world. Like,
I can
and
get lost.
other people I've talked to, they're like, some other people, not this group obviously, but some other people are like, yeah, of course.
No,
I'm like,
No.
no,
I never know which way is north.
Yeah, that's not normal.
especially not inside a building.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if I'm outside a building and I know it's afternoon and I know the sun sets in the west, and I can go,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, maybe north is roughly there.
Did she ask which side your shadow was on?
Where was the moss growing?
Yeah.
oh, dear God, that's brilliant.
But the point is, we made it out when we found a new friend who loved us so much he clapped for us.
Yeah, I'm
And-
not sure that's a new friend.
And we have a dog.
You've got
now.
a dog.
We have a dog, and he's obviously a druid because he wild shaped into a bat, so it's all good news from here.
Well, the dog. No, the dog's not a druid.
No.
Oh, the man standing on the roof clapping, turning into a bat. Must
Clearly,
be
yeah.
it's all good.
Friendly druid.
What if the dog transformed into fucking Strahd and then clapped and then boosted?
What if he was Radoff the whole time? Like, just like,
Oh.
it's like,
yeah,
wow,
he could be.
you've made it through the house. Yeah, it'd be great.
Imagine the shock of being like a druid and you're like, all right, I'm just going to cast speak to animals real quick. And you cast it and they're just like, hey, no, I'm not an animal. You'd just be like, what?
You get another druid. That'd be cool.
But
What
like,
if,
actually, can you speak to other animals? If you're wild shaped, can you?
Well, bears and
Tell
dogs don't speak the
talk.
same language.
But-
Exactly.
I guess you couldn't. There would be no way of knowing another animal was a druid
Well,
No.
unless you
animals
can't
speak
speak
same
with
language.
animals and it didn't work on them.
But would it work
Maybe.
on an animal because now that you're like, if someone else casted speak with animals while you were in bear form, could you speak to each other? Probably.
Don't know.
As a DM, I'd allow that. That's for sure.
That's pretty cool.
Because you're an animal, you take on the
Yeah.
form and shape of an animal, right? You take on the strength, you take on the
Yeah.
attacks. So logically, you would take on
the brain though of a bear.
But she can
your
also
brain doesn't become a bear
Yeah,
brain.
maybe you
True.
both would need to
That's true.
cast speak with animals. Now you've
I'm
just
gonna
been
look at
speaking
speak with
English.
animals right now.
I've had way too much
It
of
says
this
you can
ouzo.
you can communicate with beasts.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, that would be like a tricky one. That would be like a GM ruling, I guess.
We had a couple of comments. Asnog in the chat said, "Now the true horror begins," and many parties don't escape that house, which is so true.
I can imagine.
During
Like,
my
that's-
research for that house, like for like level, I barely changed things, by the way, to scale it for you guys. There was a couple of things that I adjusted, but very little.
And that's supposed to be from a 3 to 6 level, right? Is it?
No, from 1 to 3.
Oh, from 1 to 3.
1 to 3.
And
So
we're at 5.
that
Fucking hell.
shambling mound would have been attacking level 2 characters.
Damn, now that would wipe
Jesus.
everyone out. Holy crap.
Exactly. Yeah. It's,
Loris wouldn't have even been able to get anywhere near it.
yeah.
I was like, when you were like, oh, I'm surprised you guys didn't run. I'm like, oh no.
I'm honestly surprised. I am honestly surprised.
Didn't
'Cause-
run from the mound.
Yeah.
We tried to run, like we tried to escape, but it didn't. There was actually no chance of running without dying.
No, we
Adam's
could have escaped.
Well, I know Millie is disagreeing with me, but
Yeah.
the idea was to leave the room and close the door and leave and get out. That was the plan, right?
That was the plan.
And it was working until.
Well, we
until
still
it
could have
called-
run. Like that's
We
only
could have
one-
run.
You
it's
guys,
only one
you
part
guys
of
were
the plan.
moving like 10 foot at a time. Like that's it. You guys had 30 feet of movement. You guys like, I'm just gonna stand over in this corner. And Morley's like, fucking run, come on. And you're like, I just want to. These niches are really cool.
What would have happened?
I
We had to
actually-
go down there to kill that thing. That's what I thought.
Yeah. And Loris's only determination was like, if he turned and run, he would have got struck and died. So it was like,
You
well,
could have
it's
used
not-
the disengage motion.
Exactly.
Actually.
Yeah, you guys have disengage.
I
Loris is
actually had a
totally
plan
right.
as well. If we all decided to run, I actually had a spell up my sleeve to help us escape
The run.
as well.
Mold run.
run. Yeah.
No.
I
Can't even see.
Oh, are you going to tell us what it is, or is it saving it
Oh,
for
I
a special
can.
moment? I'm just going to. By the way, I'm just going
I
to go
could
through.
save it.
I'm going to go through some follows that we had during that last chunk of our session. So, Unforgiven, Thunderflux, Battle Network, Jellyfish, Ivo Minikowski. I'm sorry. TJMX11, Surlix, Emily PBI, Mark CMG, and Darkside Viking.
Damn.
Thank you guys so much for the follows. Yeah, all of that support is just so cool. And we really appreciate it. We love doing this, and we love that you guys are enjoying it as well. Yeah. So carry on. What do you want to save the spell, or did you want to tell
I
us
don't
what the
know.
spell is?
Vote. Does anyone want spoilers just in case I use it?
I
likely-
love
I don't want to know. I don't.
No,
Yeah,
I
I-
like surprises.
I love it when it just happens in the moment and you're like, damn, that's cool, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It is cool to have a
Baron
surprise
spells.
spell.
Yeah, Baron, you using that spell was just fan-fucking-tastic. I love a new spell. I love a spell that no one's used before. And
I've had that one for quite a long time as well, but
It's building up. Been building up.
Saving it for a moment.
You just couldn't hold
I don't
it
want to blow
anymore.
it.
it was perfect. It was the timing behind it was fantastic.
It was pretty great.
Yeah, it was really good.
You could say we did milk it though, just a little.
Oh,
No.
It was a good time to blow your load.
Yeah.
oh.
Just getting less and less subtle now.
Yeah.
You ejaculated all over him.
It's like bougie. No, it was good to do that spell, and I was actually worried that I always roll crappy. Well, I think I do. Rolling crappy on that would have been like fucking full crit 20s,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah,
and just fucking dying.
Yeah.
over over 30 odd hit points and you dying and Loris go, "Roar!"
Loris was an absolute tank this session. He did exactly what he needs to do. It was so good. And Joe, those crocodiles honestly
They were cool.
stopped Loris from dying much earlier.
They did so much damage
They
too.
did so much.
It's probably like 60 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Like that was my second time using that spell, and my first time I got like one hit and then I got knocked out.
And that was the crit miss special. That was fantastic. Against
this time I got to
Nesna.
actually use it for a while, which was sweet.
The one thing I really liked from Dave was the importance of getting Baron out of the room, because in my head the mound was going for Baron.
Why is that?
Because like he was
Smallest?
he was the closest until Loris like jumped in and got him out of there. And I thought Loris was going to run. I thought Loris was going to be like, I told you that thing was alive. Let's get out of here. And I
would have been able to run straight out of there if it wasn't for that fucking dog.
Yeah, true. You
I
went
had
to get the
run
dog.
down, use half my movement to get the dog, and then use half my movement.
It was very heroic.
Yeah,
And put himself in harm's way.
yeah.
And yeah, well,
I can't believe.
For it.
What was that, Loris?
He got himself thrown out the room for saving the
I
dog.
liked
so,
it.
Yeah,
I liked it.
that's your reward.
Yeah. Adam?
I can't believe like the big kind of crux of like last week's session, or the cliffhanger, was like Morley running towards Bill, and then like that turned out to just be like a total waste of everyone's time and energy.
it always is.
Cliffhangers
If
are
we're
always
talking
like
about
that,
total waste of time and energy, how about me spending a turn in battle to smash a frog?
I don't understand what this like one must die thing. What was the clue there?
Are you the only one that didn't pick up on it? I thought like Loris picked up on it, and I thought Morley picked up on it.
That we
I
have to
wonder.
sacrifice someone.
That something had to be sacrificed. Some living thing
Yeah.
had to be sacrificed on that
Yeah, that's
altar.
what I was thinking, but I was thinking that's a bit basic.
It was pretty. To me, it was
happened.
basic statement. One must die. One must die. It's kind of
Yeah.
that made sense to me.
I mean, that's the
But
most
then,
reading. That's why I thought, like, oh, it's got to be deeper than that.
yeah,
Exactly what to
It's
do.
a house all about sacrificing in the name of. This is not telling you anything new. This is all stuff you'd learned. That it was all about sacrificing. The cult would sacrifice people for Strahd.
But then there's
Yeah.
like the 13 shadows and the
Yeah.
13 relics, and then
I did like the angle you took on that the relics might be related to them.
I
thought
liked
that was
that as
good
well.
out of the box thinking. So
I
I,
was
did
like-
want to pursue that.
In my head, I was like, "Oh, cool! Another awesome thought that's going to go nowhere. Great, okay."
I reckon those just. I mean, whether this tells us anything or not, those relics, were they related to the people who had died? Like, I'm assuming those spirits were of dead people that had been sacrificed, but I could be wrong on that. That's just my current understanding.
I think everyone could probably piece together from within that was that there was a cult, and there was probably 13 of them at one point, and that they had like a little collectible kind of niche trophy room.
like a gamer room.
Yeah. It's just like a little.
collectibles.
It's just like each
Just a little knickknacks.
each of them had like a little trophy from someone that they had brought in and got rid of. You
Stick.
like you found a chest full of stuff that clearly wasn't the cultists as well.
That's true. Like all of that weird stuff we got.
Yeah.
We'll have to inspect it and find out if like any of it has like cool powers, like if that dagger's extra cool, stuff like that.
What are those ugly fucking toys? They all look the same. They got tiny
Kirby's.
bodies and giant. No,
Oh,
not
those
Kirby's.
pop vinyl bullshit.
Well,
Oh,
Yeah.
Top finals.
Yeah.
it's like the fantasy version of that. They're all collecting one
Oh,
extra
relics.
old cross finger pop vinyl.
Yeah. All right, should we call it there? Are you guys happy that like we've rounded this session off, finishing that house?
Are you happy, Reagan?
Yeah, I'm very happy. I'm always happy with this. Has
No
been
TPK
a good.
though.
Oh, I honestly, I really, really do believe those crocodiles saved your asses so much, because it hindered them from being able to like progress as fast. Like their move was going to be get in and attack Baron. Like that was just going to be their first move. But then you had these crocodiles that they had to like use their action to absorb before. So then they moved in but couldn't attack. And so like, yeah, it was great. It was cool. You guys always surprise me. Everything that I think is going to like take you out or really cause some kind of issue, you guys find some awesome way to make it less of an issue. And it always surprises me, which is cool. Yeah, really, really satisfying as a DM.
No one expected crocodiles. I didn't expect it.
No, that was so good. I better stop recording our podcast stuff. That should all be uploading. So don't close Zencaster quite. Oh no, you can now. That was quick.
Someone said in the chat, "Crikey," at the crocs.
Nice.
Oh yeah, no one made
Gold.
a crocodile joke. That's it. What a missed opportunity.
Someone in the chat said, "Why do we never hear two must die?" So true. But yeah, well, let's call it there. Again, just a massive thank you to everybody who followed us tonight, because that's really, man, it was a lot of people tonight, which is cool. We're getting closer and closer to 500 followers, which is it's just fantastic. If you like what you've seen, there's all of our previous sessions are up on YouTube or Twitch. As of an hour and a half's time, they'll also, except for this one, be available in podcast format pretty much anywhere you get podcasts as well. If you want to show your support as well, we've got merch underneath the stream there. We've got a Discord channel where you can come and chat to us about what you're playing or what we've just gone through, and build up the excitement for next week as well. And also, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, and if you have Twitch Prime, you get a free sub each month. And feel free; it doesn't cost you a thing to throw that free sub our way, and because every dollar helps. You guys are also getting, with every follow and every sub and with every cheer, we're getting closer to something happening. There's going to be a return of a character when that little timer hits 0, which you can see on the screen there. So it's Duran's back, everybody.
Yes.
But
Just did a rage eyes on. Oh, Car, yes. So many good characters.
Before I go, Boogith is back.
Yes.
Before we do disappear, I'm going to be very excited because now we're getting into a bit more. We're going to be moving into a bit more of the actual campaign, which means NPCs, which means I get to do more voices very soon, which I'm very excited about because there weren't many like intelligent vocal characters in the Death House. So it's going to be fun next week.
For the Death House, is this a part of Strahd in the campaign of Strahd, or is it something that people have decided to add on?
I know it's part of the book, but it's just it's like a
pre-campaign.
Yeah, it's just like something that you can throw in to get people up to level 3 quickly, because the campaign starts at level 3, but it's part of the book. There is lore within that story as well.
Just to kill people before they start.
Honestly, it kills
to break their spirits.
Numerous parties.
Scare the crap out of your campaigners before they get into the real campaign. It's
Yeah.
like, wow, that was hard enough for us, and we were 2 levels higher than we should have been.
Just so you know, I had plans for character deaths this session as well. Bill.
Should we just go back into the house?
Yeah.
I just want to see if I can jump through the sides just to show that I can. Can I quickly do that?
You can jump in and then back out.
I just want to show that I can.
I imagine American jumping through, just getting taken out by one of those sides, and then walking through the 2 holes Loris has made just to come back to you guys with her like head down.
Holding herself, casting cure.
Not good. It wasn't good.
The house is safe. It's the campaign, right?
Yeah.
It was fine, see?
Told you I can do it.
True.
I loved Baron's
Smashing back good berries.
I loved Baron's like withered voice, by the way. That was fantastic. That was so good. All right, we'll call it there. We'll see you guys next time at the same time. Thank you so much for watching. We love you and kisses.